pronounce it
I believe
how?
it.
All right.
American accent. Put a space between where you think you would.
We are good to go, guys.
So somehow it works.
Hi, internet.
Oh no, I got it
Hello,
figured out. I
internet.
just I'm capturing
There, drink
two.
water.
Hello, internet.
Hi.
Yeah, I opened up Pokemon Go today, and it made me like confirm that I was safe.
Oh yeah, it does that now.
Really?
Yeah. So apparently, people are playing Pokemon Go too much and dehydrating themselves and dying.
Yep.
How is this a surprise?
I mean, they
can
walked
think of-
into traffic how many times the first week alone?
Like the water fountains at the local parks where I would go to Pokemon Go are like decades old and definitely not safe.
Yeah, we used to trespass on a graveyard near here because that's where our Magikarp farm was.
Yeah, they took away the
why would
graveyard
you
out
want
in
to farm
Medina.
Magikarp?
Gyarados, why else?
Baby.
But
that's the answer.
I'm still
Never a fan.
looking for my shiny Magikarp because I want a red Gyarados.
Valid.
Rocket
Okay.
has it. I think 1 or 2 shinies.
Okay, who's echoing?
It might be me.
All right, guys. So let's start with the recap.
I like your gung ho attitude.
I thought Jared was frozen again.
So did
Yeah.
I wasn't quite sure.
I just stop and look sometimes.
After 3 years, the party has finally reached the end of the original contract. Wave Echo Cave.
No,
where we hope to find Gundren and his brothers.
Stop it, you're freaking me out, man.
Instead, we have found what appears to be some sort of baby dragon, and somebody got the flame close enough that it woke up. It wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
I don't think that's why it woke up.
And we're getting stutter from
Still
Jared
gonna
Cameron.
blame you there, Druid Boy.
I hear occasional words, but we'll see how this goes today. I hope this isn't a disaster.
At this point, we have yet to find any dwarves in this cave.
No, we
hope
found
springs
one dead one.
There was a small skeleton.
Yes.
It was a short person.
So, baby dragon fighting time.
All right, yeah. So last session, you guys traveled from Phandalin to Wave Echo Cave.
It was
the
really
path
cold.
to Wave Echo Cave was chilly, but otherwise generally uneventful. You did see some other people on the road, but they didn't seem interested in talking to you. I believe the phrase was, it was greeting them, "Hail and well met, traveler," which the replied, "Go hail yourself."
I remember that.
Yeah, but then you guys made it to the cave, like spent some time out in front trying to find good space to keep the cart and like get a set of eyes on things, entered the cavern eventually, and you encountered a giant scaly puppy. I believe that's how it's most recently been phrased.
Oh yeah.
It was a sleeping giant scaly puppy. Some nature checks revealed that no one had seen this creature before or was quite familiar with what it was. Some thoughts on maybe it's a baby dragon. And I believe if I bring us back over from the party menu to our cave, where'd it go? Oh god, I thought it was missing for a second. I had a small heart attack.
Biggest
I
cave.
forgot how big
Biggest
this
cave
place
ever.
was.
Like I've
Oh,
got to
yeah.
scroll forever. Oh, I forgot about that. It's a scaly boy, and the boy is awake.
Oh.
The boy's awake. Yeah, he went to go kind of up the ledge of the cavern and barked at you with his honks. He honked at you. There were some swipes and attacks to his face, but no damage was done. And I believe that is where we were left at the scale puppy's turn.
I believe I had the last turn, and my turn was using my main action to dismiss my familiar, and my full move action to enter melee range with whatever this is.
I had written in the chat, not baby dragon's turn next.
Yes.
I,
How
I also
drunk
honked
was
back at it.
That's right. But also, you guys did discover a campsite that has been picked through from most things, and a dead body there at the entrance. And Sparkle Gem went to go off,
Sneak
in
past
one-
the damn thing.
sneak past it, go off in one direction, but then came back.
Yes.
And the only light source is now currently around Taliesin. He's holding a flame spell, which we learned is not a concentration spell, and so is not affected by the rules of casting others, as long as he's using that in that hand, which is pretty cool. And I can't think of anything else.
Yeah, no. I think that's pretty much everything, yeah.
All right.
I prepared inflict light wounds today.
Oh, yeah.
It deals 3d10 on a hit.
Oh.
All right,
It's
and
not-
you
it's not
guys
fair.
You guys are in combat. The order of combat goes right now. It is Scale Boy, Sparkle Gem, Jerk, Taliesin, Pubert, Godwald, and his familiar.
Oh yeah, the humans rolled terribly on the Inish.
Yeah.
I feel like I also did.
I feel
I-
like all the player characters did and all the NPCs did not.
It's awake.
It was one NPC, so yes, all of them did better than players.
I blame
Alright.
the dice.
Definitely. I mean, they are responsible for so many things. Let me see. Should I attempt to paint the picture of this cavern again? Going to try.
From what I remember, this entrance in this area looked completely like hand carved out by inexperienced workers until you dropped down off the bottom where and went through the tunnels and everything kind of just smoothed out slowly.
That's right. This the cave that you're in. This general area is more of a natural cavern, and there's also a collapse, which is the little kind of pit area down there. It was somebody mined an entrance in from the beginning. That's how you guys got in, through that entrance. And to the east, that Sparkle Gem went, she found an area where the ground and the walls were more finished, as far as the floor being flat, the walls being a little straighter, more completed as far as they're concerned. There were there's natural pillars of rock, and there's stalagmites in the area. There's little pieces on the ground there. Yeah, and that campsite contained empty, bags that may have once had flour, salt, the scent of meats, empty lamp oil flasks. There were still pickaxes and shovel there. And then that body. There's also a rope that was going down from that stalagmite 20 feet down this ledge, and this ledge is 20 feet down, so anybody's gonna have to either, be a super awesome jumping guy or take some kind of, way down, like the rope or something, because it looks a bit too high up to jump from. All right, so with that, this extremely large creature, like one of the largest beasts you've seen, not hill giant large, but definitely minotaur, skeleton, and owl bear large, is up on its hind legs with its feet on the wall, kind of barking at you guys. And as you guys slash at its attack, it goes and moves down the wall and into this cavern with its spiky tail facing out, and it kind of stops there and continues this honk at you, this honk, 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 That's not right. Home, like that loud sound, kind of.
Like
As
it's
it
calling for
does it.
mom.
Oh.
All right.
And it's turned, and it, like I said, it has its spiked tail facing at the cave, and it kind of stops there, and it makes this sound again, which means now it's Sparkle Gem's turn.
I don't know if I should trust this situation. Like, you got this, what we believe is a baby dragon running around honking, not even going after anybody and going the opposite direction, which makes me think that's the wrong way to go because there's going to be more honky baby dragons that way.
I agree. It's calling something or it's alerting somebody.
Right. Like, it's definitely like a guard doggo. So I'll slowly start making my way the opposite direction. Checking for, like, any nuisances along the way, traps, all that stuff.
All right. So you move. What is that on this
That
map?
was 15 feet. Just to kind of see if there's anything down this other tunnel before, like, scurrying across it.
You're able to see a bit down the tunnel. Maybe, let's see. How far? It's dark and there's no light source.
I have dark vision 60 feet.
Right, so 60 feet out, you can also see a little bit around the corner. So you see like a hallway that splits off in some directions. You also see the other area to your east. So to the north, you see that hallway and that dead end. To the east, you see an opening in an area, and there are several skeletons laying on the ground, littering the area.
I don't trust
as
this.
you remember a little bit about the lore of the cave, you know that there had been a battle here that resulted in the cave being lost. And so it seems like there are just the remnants of bodies, dusty skeletons.
Okay. I'll just, like, wait for the rest of the party to see if they're going to catch up. Or what they're going to do. So I'll just pass the rest of my turn.
Sparkle Gem passes the rest of her turn. It's Jerk's turn.
Let's see here. I am a good jump boy.
Are you a super jump boy?
I'm a super jump boy.
Do you have something that lets you deal with fall damage?
I don't know.
Well,
I'm just
always-
curious what makes you a super jump boy.
I'm a
Oh,
s-
because you can jump far distances.
Yes. And it doesn't. Well, hold on.
You're also super climb boy, aren't you?
Yeah.
Is climbing down the same as
Yeah.
climbing up?
I can climb down it pretty quickly, can't I? It doesn't cost me any extra movement for climbing. Let me see if it
But
says
it'll-
Not
up and down or just up. No, it just
That's-
says climbing no longer costs you extra movement.
right.
So I will. Are our stealth rolls from earlier still in effect?
this thing has put its head all the way up here
Yeah, it's
in,
seen you
in,
guys.
in bright light.
Okay. Because I kind of want to take a look and see where the hell it's going and if there's any other threats in that direction. But I don't want to get too close because it's a baby
Okay.
dragon.
Just remember that once you get to the wall, it's 20 feet down. So even though it doesn't cost you extra movement to climb, it is still 20 feet down.
Okay, so
Would you like to spend your regular action or your cunning action to get the dash speed?
bonus. Well, let me see. I can get to the base here because I've got 30 feet of movement. So 10 feet to the cliff and then 20 feet down. So
Yep.
I can get to like the very base of the cliff. So I think I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna kind of keep my distance a little bit as my movement, and I'm going to can I keep my action in case it comes back and to like dash away?
Yeah, you just have to say what you're doing with it. So you say you hold your action to use your dash, which would double your remaining movements.
Which is 0, so there's no point in that.
Right.
Hmm.
Right? Is that right?
Says you just it just says you gain movement equal to your movement speed.
Okay, so yeah, so then you could hold it to dash. If it moves towards you, you'd essentially be running away. And which way would you run?
I would run towards Sparkle Gem, back
So
towards
you'd have
like the other exit of the cave.
All right, so if you hold your action in case it moves towards you, you could run 30 feet the other direction.
Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna look and see if there's anything else I could see this way that may be a threat. I kind of want
Alright, roll me
to. Okay.
Roll me a perception.
What do I get? Oh, 19 plus. Where's my perception? I don't know. 19 plus 3, so 21, 22.
Yeah.
22.
All right. With your high perception roll, your keen eyes, you're able to, look past the giant, spiky, swinging, scaled beast, and you see a tinier version of the spiky, scaled, swinging beast, looking that way, hugging a wall, staring in the direction of it.
Hmm.
You maybe hear it.
Make a smaller version of the same sound.
Yeah, like a little honky, little baby honks.
All right, I want to use my interaction to tell Taliesin, like, I think that one was the mama. There's some babies in here. Do you want to try talking to them? They seem like animals. And then I stand there and wait for it to come back and run away if it comes back.
Taliesin, remember that this is a huge beast.
Yes. Is it my turn yet?
And then, letting you that with his actions say that to you.
Okay.
But actually, it is
Okay.
your turn. It is your turn next. It is your turn next.
Can I roll? I mean, I'm assuming that I kind of understand. I can kind of just guess that I understand this. Can I roll a animal handling check to see if I can, like, intuit this thing's basic? It says that I can intuit an animal's intentions. I mean, I'm already kind of guessing that it's just trying to protect its baby, but I'm trying to confirm that, I guess.
It does say that, so it's like insight, but for this thing.
All right, go for it.
Like looking at a bull
Wow,
and knowing from
oh my
its change in
God.
stance.
Well, I have no idea, but I would say based on what Jerk has just told me, I'm gonna guess that is probably it's just protecting its baby, but I just can't confirm it. I don't know.
Yeah, you would guess at least like, oh, there's a smaller one. The smaller one's probably its baby, and then maybe you didn't have time to infer from there.
Yeah. Can I climb down?
You can climb down the wall, but it is a. Let's see, down. We gotta we got to work on climbing. But I'm gonna say down. Give me a dex check to make sure you don't like slip or lose grip as you're
Are
going
you climbing
downward.
with one hand?
Oh yeah, with your light on. That would probably.
I
be
guess
easy.
that's true. Yeah, I mean, I guess I will have to use my action to put the produce flame out, and then
Well,
um,
with the way Warcaster works, it makes it so that way you could like have your hand on fire and still use that hand for normal action.
Hmm?
Yeah.
One hand is taken up by holding up the flame. So he could take the action to climb, but he's climbing down a pretty smooth rock face with one hand. That's difficult. So he would just do it at disadvantage if he went down there. The rope would probably be the easy way. There is a rope.
yeah, I just don't think that I have enough movement to get over there and down.
Even if you dash.
Can I dash down a rope?
You can hurry.
Hell. Okay, I guess I'll do that.
Yeah, for Warcaster, he has
It's very specific.
advantage on
Yeah.
Constitution saving throws. When a concentration spell, he's take damage, and we've already determined that's not a concentration spell.
Right.
He can perform somatic components, so the gestures of a spell,
Okay.
even when he has a weapon or shield in one or both hands. So he's
Yeah,
not limited by
that's-
holding things like a wizard.
Yeah, that's the part that I was thinking of.
How much movement speed would it take to climb down this rope?
Ooh, but the end of that is awesome. The rope is 20
Yeah.
feet, so it's 20 feet, and the rope also is you don't suffer climbing speed disadvantages there. Penalties. Thank you.
Okay.
And it's also really easy.
Okay, so I put out the flame. I can get to the rope in 20 feet of movement, and then I can climb down like halfway, unless I use my dash.
Okay.
mean-
So, do you want to use your dash and be down and look down the hole, or do you want to be where you are, waiting just in case?
I'll use my dash to get down. And then I want to move up here so that I can see Jerk. Just in case this thing tries to come back out here and attack or something like that, I can heal him or do something.
Yeah.
Can Taliesin see its tail from there?
And I think
How does
this
that
is the
cave
best, line of. I'll answer. Yes. See, that's basically it. Has turned around, gone in the tunnel. It is waving its tail around, spiked tail around, and it's at the entrance. It's trying to block that entrance. I do think that my favorite part of that Warcaster thing, and that's what's really fucking cool about this dude, is that you can use your reaction to make an opportunity attack. So like something runs past you to cast a
Using
spell
primal savagery.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
use spell attacks as that was
as reactions. That's really cool.
that one, and also like if I'm
Dual wielding
using, like,
scimitars.
well, the big reason that I did it was like so if I use like a healing totem, it's a concentration spell, and if I get attacked, I have advantage on being able to keep that spell up. And like
Yeah.
which is like could be like if we're fighting a big boss and it attacks me and my healing spell goes down, like that could be kind
Oh.
of bad.
It's pretty
Huh.
good too.
I haven't seen this one before.
What, Warcaster?
No, healing spirit.
Oh,
All right,
okay.
so Taliesin gets to the rope, realizes that he can't hold a flame and use two hands to go down a rope easily, and so he puts the flame out. Godwald and Pubert, there's currently no longer light that you can see around. You are in darkness. So you'll have disadvantage for movement, attacks, saves, all that.
Mhm.
But Taliesin, you come down. Are you just trying to look through there to confirm the same thing that he's doing, or anything like that, or you're just down there to see the tail, and you're like, all right, yep, spiky tail.
I mainly came down to be like in the middle, and in case like something like in case Jerk were to get attacked, I could at least like heal him or back him up or something. So it's like I don't want to. I'm not just gonna like leave him over here with this big spiky boy. Like I want to make sure that we all get out of here.
Right. All right.
And now you're on hand.
If that's your turn, then it is Puber's turn.
Yep, that's my
Yeah.
turn.
Okay, so I am.
There, you are in the dark.
I'm standing. The last thing you saw was me standing next to you and the dragon head going away, and then the light source went away.
Like, oh, shit. At that point, I'm going to go ahead and get into my bag and pull out a torch,
Sensible.
and yeah, because I don't want to blow sacred weapon quite yet. And I will light that. I believe that would probably be my action, right?
It is an action to light a torch.
All right.
It's gonna take you 6 whole seconds. You're gonna be like, I get this out of my bag. You're doing like lightning fast. You're the fastest torch lighter that everyone's
Super organized
also.
bag.
Yeah, right. You know exactly where the pieces are in your bag. You pull them out. You get your tinderbox out. You light the torch, and you have light once again. I'm actually trying to look up how far that light sheds.
Torch reads bright light 20, dim light 20.
All right.
40.
So if you want to throw a 20-foot, or I can actually, we could put a 20-foot aura on you, so you know how far that light sheds, and then I can also tell other people where and what they can see.
Okay.
Like,
Ah.
so we've had issues with auras the last 2 sessions. What if you just made a circle on the map layer that he can still control?
Yeah, because
Did I
I'll be
do-
honest, I'm thinking.
That way, it's always under Pubert. We can always see where the edges are, and
Yeah, but dim light is good. You know, it's like I said, it's grays and shadow figures. The bright light, you can see colors, make out details, stuff like that.
fair.
But now with Hubert lighting the torch, Godwald, you're once again able to see.
Uh-uh.
Jerk, some of the light is shutting down there. Taliesin, there's some dim light over where you are. Sparkle Gem, you are still in the dark.
I'm okay with that.
So what I will do is make my way over to Yarn Noodle, and I'm gonna find out a way to make my way down. I'll probably have to toss the torch down before I go climbing. I'm assuming.
Yeah, you could toss the torch down,
Okay. I'll do
climb
that.
the 20 feet. What's your movement?
My movement is actually I think my movement's only 25 because of the armor. No, it's 30. So I've got 20 feet. It took me 20 feet to get just to where I'm at now.
So you can be halfway down the rope, or you can try and hurry and get a little farther.
You know what? I'll be halfway down the rope. So like right there?
Yeah, sure.
Don't worry, I'm coming. I'm coming.
I'm coming down into the hole.
I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna help you real good.
All right, if that's where your turn ends, then it's Godwald's turn.
All right, let's see. Do that math.
Godwald, you are still in dim light, but just past you towards the north and the west are dark areas. You kind of can't quite see
So-
Jerk, but you can see Taliesin. And there's an kind of, I guess, like, it actually would be kind of tough for the light to go 20 feet up. So it's probably pretty dark where you are, too.
Mhm. So Pubert lit a torch and walked away.
Yeah.
Taliesin now visibly has gone all the way back down. Has gone all the way down into the pit.
Yeah, you could
And-
see him, but you wouldn't be able to see out.
The thing I was so pumped to fight is gone.
You briefly saw its spiky tail swinging out from the entrance of where it was standing. Can't really, I don't have like a great
I get it.
pinned location for that.
Thank you. Let's see. So there was nothing outside that would affect us. So everything that would happen is inside. Bear's halfway down the rope. Let's see. Measure that to there. Uh, can I spend the double move to move carefully to the rope in the dark?
Yeah, you can dash over to the rope.
No, like, can I spend twice as much move and just go really carefully because it's dark?
Oh, right, because they did toss the torch down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You'd make it your way over to where you like felt the ledge. You could kind of like maybe, kneel down and you're running a hand along, like, okay, I know the ledge is like right over here.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
it would
so-
be. Sorry, go ahead.
And so I can see Taliesin, I can see the torch, I can see that Pew is on this rope.
Oh yeah, and the ledge would be pretty lit up. I mean, even though you couldn't like where the area you are wouldn't be lit, the light down there would illuminate the edge, so you wouldn't really have to worry about finding the ledge necessarily.
Hmm. And, well, I guess I'll just prepare Toll the Dead for if I see anything that's still hostile.
All right. And since Gabe is not with us, that brings us back to the top of the order. The thing that we all know what it is outside of game has its turn, and it continues this this art of honking and waving its spiked tail in the direction behind it, staying firm where it's standing. Honk, 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 honk. I don't even know how to do the noise. I forget what I did before. But it does remain there, waving its spiked tail. That puts us back to Sparkle Gem. Oh, and I suppose Jerk from where he is would see the baby kind of move off a little bit to the side. Kind of disappear around the corner.
They don't seem super hostile, guys.
I'm going to spend my entire movement stick pop out and be like, you guys, there's an entire another labyrinth this way if we just want to avoid all that noise for the time being. And I'm gonna hang out.
Oh, okay, so you walk back over towards the light. And you're like, "Hey guys, there's more tunnels and passages this way."
Yep.
Let them know a bit about what you've seen.
Yeah, just be like, it looks like there was a battle in there, skeletons scattered through the floor, but otherwise pretty vacant and empty. And that'll be the end of my turn.
All right. With that, it brings us to Jerk. Then it'll be Taliesin, then Bear, then Godwald. Jerk, you are facing the armored butt of a baby dragon waving a spiked tail in your direction. What do you do?
I say goodbye, baby dragon. And I move to Sparkle Gem.
All right. Anything else?
Yes. That's not what I meant to do. But apparently I can spin this. Okay. We'll move that. How far in do we want to explore?
I mean,
Sparkle Gym has been this far, and you can get here with a cunning dash.
right, but between like what Jerk has seen going this way and what I've discovered so far this way, we can almost guarantee at some point this is going to connect up here.
All right, I'm gonna go into where I can make it with a cunning dash. So that's right about here.
All right, so use your bonus action to
Rush in, and then
rush. So you basically just have, well, you just use your bonus action to rush in
Mm.
and check out what you see in the room. Let's do polygon reveal. Whoop. Keep going 60. Keep going 60.
that is significantly further.
There you go.
That's a big empty room.
All right. When you run into this room and you take a look around, do you want to do like use your action to perceive, or you just want to like get a glance?
I'll use my action to perceive, see if I see or hear anything interesting.
All right, give me a roll and let me know what it is.
14.
And you're at +3 on perception.
Well, yeah, it's 14 altogether.
Okay. So when you initially look into the room as you run inward, you can kind of tell from the space that some of these, that the path to the north is a carved out smooth wall. As you're coming into this area, you can see it looks like a pathway going off to the east, another one going towards the north, and maybe another towards the south. In this room, you see, I think it's like a dozen or like 2 dozen skeletons lining the floor of the place. They seem to, there are discarded swords, rusted armor. Everything is bones, much older and far more decayed than the body you examined at the entrance. Looks like it's been here much longer. The cavern was pretty large. The ceiling goes up like maybe 30 feet or so. Kind of like, does any of that grab your attention? Personally, like,
That it's taller.
okay. Yeah, no, the cavern you were in was 30 feet, but had a 20-foot drop into it. You see this cavern is also a natural cavern that kind of connected to it, though there is a carved tunnel connecting the rooms.
Okay. So yeah, it looks like there's a carved tunnel to my my left as well. But other than that, it's just an empty room.
Not empty. It's littered with like
Death and
bodies. Yeah.
A series of skeleton bodies. I could like probably throw some on the map later if you would.
No obvious enemies.
Yeah. Unless
Dead bodies
unless
everywhere.
that necromancer's back.
Yeah, that's exactly why like I'm kind of freaked out. Is
Okay, so
that
I'll
necromancer was
some mancer fodder.
I'll kind of pop a squat and keep watch. When the rest of the group gets here, I'll start looting bodies, taking teeth.
I thought you only took the teeth of your enemies, not all teeth.
I want to take one of the Stegosaurus's
You
fins, but it seems to be a peaceful, like just kind of defending its family type thing, which we could use by herding our enemies towards it if we get into a situation where that would work.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah, that's what I'm gonna do is just kind of look at the dead bodies and wait for the team to kind of coalesce
Scope
around
out,
me.
see if any of the teeth have like a foil cap to them.
All right, so yeah, that's my turn. I'm just gonna kind of observe and keep watch. Oh, also, if anybody is
There, it was more appropriately sized.
if anybody's cheering in the chat and giving bits, the purple ones give more bits because of Prime Day.
Ooh,
Ooh.
Oh.
I'm on it. Tap, tap, tap. I think I can do that. No, I can't. I used all mine the last time. Ah,
Oh my goodness, what did you just do?
I undid it immediately.
It looked like a sneeze.
I'm not going to add any more. There are
Yes.
lots of skeletons in there.
It's like you sneezed and everything but the skeletons moved.
Yeah.
So who goes after Jerk? Taliesin?
Me, yeah.
Taliesin.
So
The map's been moved by 5 squares up. Up or
Wait,
down.
it's
excuse me.
moved, or I didn't move back? I thought I
The
undid it.
map itself seems to have moved about 5 squares away from where I was.
I'm-
No,
gonna
no,
go
no.
through
I'm
refreshing the page.
No, what happened is the map itself
Yeah, try refreshing the page.
scaled differently because now the squares aren't lining up properly.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, they weren't.
They weren't lined up right in the first
lined up
place.
before.
I'll see how it looks
Yeah,
when I
they
refresh
never
the
were.
page.
Yeah, it's the little white squares that are our movement squares.
Well, right, but before 25 got me to here, where now it takes me 30 to get there. That's what I was saying.
No, because it took 40.
No, I moved it. I hit Control Z. It moved right back.
It took
stopped.
40 from where
Okay.
you are to get me to where I am right now. Because I used my.
Stegosaurus is
Yep.
exactly where it was. The
Well,
baby
you were
one
right behind me,
is
but
exactly where it was. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got
Okay.
it.
We're good.
I was gonna say earlier. I think that it would have probably be pretty funny because me and Jerk and Sparkle Gem can all see in the dark, and we're just seeing like the two humans shambling around, trying to figure out where to go.
Where are
Yeah.
we? Who are we?
What is happening?
But you guys have light in order to get down, right?
Yeah, they
You
have a
threw the
torch.
torch down. Okay.
Yeah, the torch is like right here.
Oh, that's a lot of bodies.
I just keep seeing skeletons appear.
They just keep
I
coming.
did it again. All right, I'm gonna stop touching that. Like I said, there's about 24 skeletons lining the ground in this area. You really can't see too much from Jerk. Can't see too much from where he's at, outside of the size of the cavern and a lot of these bodies littering the ground. This also seems like another natural cavern, as opposed to the one to his north, which is a tunnel cut out. by-
So I don't think I was gonna try and do detect thoughts, but unless somebody who would be rezzing these things would be around, I don't think that these things would, if they did come to life, I don't think that they would have.
Yeah.
They'd be able to speak. I guess. Can I try to
detect
do?
All you got is spooky, scary skeletons on repeat.
Yeah, I know, right? That's what I'm saying.
On
Like, I don't
repeat.
think it would. I don't think that they would be able to speak or have like very high intelligence 'cause if they're. Can I do like? I'm not proficient in it, but can I do like an Arcana check to see if I can like intuit if there's any magic involved with these things?
Absolutely, you can. I mean, you can try. That's what the die roll are there for.
That's an 8.
So for the first time that you like have really kind of stopped to like feel or sense something magical in the area, even though you can't like you don't know what kind of magic, you do sense the presence of magic in the cave. It is strong in the cave, but you're not sure like what kind or like where it origins from. But yeah, you're like, you know what? Actually, this is a magical place. There's something here. Maybe this is got to do with
It's at
why
least three and a
the
half
cave
stories.
was a. Yeah.
Okay, so as an can I do an interaction and just be like, guys, I don't know if guys, I don't know if there's like anything that would summon these skeletons to life, but this place in general seems pretty magic, and I don't know what it could do. It could possibly bring these things to life.
Yeah. All right, and
That's
so
my turn,
it's like
yeah.
movement action in your turn. So the next step in our go is be bear.
Okay. Well, I'm going to very clumsily complete my descent down the rope,
10 more feet of movement.
and I'm assuming I probably would have seen everybody go where they did.
I mean, it was definitely within torchlight range. Like you have seen me pop out.
Like, oh hi.
Yeah, she came back out of the dark and then went back into it.
Like,
So, do you pick up the torch in your offhand?
yes. Kind of hold it on the strap. Can I do that? Can I hold it on with the strap of my shield?
I
Kinda
thought you
like
would
you
hold
do in
it
Monster
instead of
Hunter.
your shield.
What?
I thought you'd hold it instead of the shield.
Oh,
So with your interaction, you can go ahead and pick up the torch. Whether you kind of have things in both hands makes it difficult to do with without one or the other. But I've been letting you guys do like drawing your weapons with the interaction. So we could basically say if you pick up the torch, you sheath your sword, pick up the torch, and if something else comes out, you can drop the
let's do
torch
that.
and
I'd really rather have my
unsheath
shield
your
than my
sword. Or whatever.
So, yeah, I'll sheath my sword and pick up the torch, and just kind of durky durky doo. Hey guys, I guess the party's in here now. Let's go. What's going on in here? Oh, bodies. Well, I probably can't see them yet. So I
Yeah,
don't
not
say
quite.
anything about bodies.
Yeah, you see a tunnel in Taliesin, a floating spectral or a skeletal hand. I think it's right
Actually,
in
I'm
the
gonna move
area.
back one because I want to make sure that Godwald gets down.
All
I
right,
got you, buddy. It's okay. It's just
protecting
like a
his
game we used to
brother
play as
here.
kids. Jump off the large rocks.
Bear stands ready, keeping an eye on the large creature to the northwest-ish. And then Godwald, you're up in the order.
Hmm. All right, I have bright light for the entire rope. I would like to climb down the rope.
All right. Climb 20 feet down the rope. Use the movement for that. It's a rope, so you're able to easily, and you're going down, so you're easily able to hand over hand your way down this cliff face, the sunken cliff face.
Hmm.
You could put yourself in that little space south of Spark Gem if you want. I know it looks like cliff wall, but it just doesn't quite line up. You know, it's all right.
And I'm way in the back.
Weaving
I would like.
It's big, like foot long, and there's like 6 of these foot long spikes on its tail as it's waving them around.
I would like to use my main action to bring out Gabe.
All right, you bring Gabe back out on the map. Let's see, did I move him to jam layer? Oh, still in objects. Whoop, there's Gabe.
And use my bonus action to give Gabe orders to go to Jerk.
All right, I mean, you could summon him wherever and then have him move if you like.
And so on Gabe's turn, he'll just go to Jerk.
All right, Gabe moves over to Jerk. And then that means it's our favorite Scaly Boy's turn. You see this big creature back that ass up and start moving back at this way, waving its tail, just enough that it can arch its neck around and look and see if there's anything behind it, waving the tail, honks at everyone again, honk, 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 and then kind of moves back into the position that it was when it's still trying to protect its young. And that means it's Jerk's turn.
All right. Oh wait, whose turn?
My turn?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Sparkle Gem, then Jerk, then Talus, and then Puber, then Godwall. Thank you. Sparkle Gem's turn.
So basically, between my action and my bonus action, I would like to recast Mage Hand and take the torch from Hubert so he's able to like keep his sword out.
Pubert, do you resist this?
Only morally. No. No, absolutely not. Thank you.
right.
I appreciate that.
No problem.
We'll pull the aura off Hubert and we'll put it on the Mage Hand, and I'll try and keep you guys abreast of its location and where you can see. Currently, though, everybody who's down in that little pit area can see throughout.
Okay, so I would like to spend my movement to move there, and then the Mage Hand's movement to go.
So you, don't you move the Mage Hand with bonus action? And did you use it to?
Oh
well,
yeah,
you
that's
used
right.
it to. Yeah.
That's right. Well, it's a bonus action control the Mage Hand, and then it just moves within. Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
remember you ever putting it away. I think it's
Well,
been
like I
out this whole
said, right.
time.
Yeah, I've been the blue timer. I've been updating. Hold on,
Aw,
why is that not? So that way you know how many rounds it's been summoned.
I love that. That's great.
But it's not letting me reset it back to 10 right now for some reason. There it goes, finally. Because I just
Okay, so you want to put
recasted
it
it.
back to a minute.
Yeah, I
Gotcha.
basically just recast it so it'll last another full minute.
So you renew your spell's effectiveness, take the torch from Hubert between the
Yep.
action and bonus action to use the hand to do a thing. It's pretty much set where it is, but you do
Yep.
have movement still. And so
Yep.
you move farther in towards Talus and Jerk and Gabe.
Yep.
All right. With that, it makes it Jerk's turn.
All right. I'm going to.
That's a lot of skeletons.
I'm going to advance into the middle of the room.
All right. Are you doing anything as you advance? You're just whistling, casually walking along.
I would like to check for traps. What do I roll for that?
All right, so what are you checking for? Where are you checking for traps? On the floor, the bodies, off the ceiling,
Just kind of
the walls? Look
as
around.
as I walk up slowly, I kind of just want to look around, ceiling, floor, walls, then take another step, then ceiling, floor, walls, take another step. Check the bodies as I'm passing them, make sure there's no like triggers underneath them.
All right, give me a perception roll.
13.
All right. As you enter the center of the room, and you're very cautiously now, unlike before, running into the room, you're trying to check around, look around. One thing you, outside of the skeletons, I know you're generally concerned about them. I've heard you talking about, oh man, are these things gonna step up and jump out at me? The bodies all seem to be like thoroughly decayed, broken. The bones are decayed as well. They are like fractions of skeletons. Any armor or weapons are rusted out. They are unusable. It seemed like you looked at it like that's the most rust I've ever seen on a sword. But you do notice. Let's see. Let's make sure here.
Do they look like
There.
they've been looted already, or just old and dead? Because you said they're
So-
wearing armor and stuff like that still, so they might have purses on them still as well.
Yeah.
Made of cloth and leather.
Are you gonna check those bodies out? So I'm giving you like your general overall in the
okay.
area.
Yep, general overall. Okay.
Give me a 60-foot line to the north, so I know where to mark this. From your character, do you mind? Or I'll do it. Thank you.
That is a long.
12 squares. Hmm,
All right.
what's that?
Which
Hold on.
and to the east as well.
Hold on, I've got to move the view a little.
It's a big cave. Oh, what the heck?
What the heck, indeed.
Oh, I kind of messed it up. You see farther out down? All right, so now that you're in this room and examining a bit more thoroughly, you notice that there are many tunnels that intersect at this natural cavern in this 30-foot tall high ceiling. The walls are actually carved, but in the carved walls are reliefs showing dwarf and gnome miners hard at work. On the ground, almost 24 skeletons and rusted scraps of armor are scattered across the cavern floor. Some are dwarf skeletons, while others seem to be orc remains. Half a dozen large brass lanterns stand in niches or ledges around the cavern, but none of them are lit. And as you look up, past the carved reliefs, you see on the ceiling, hanging from some stalagmites, some waving little like shadow things on the ceiling itself.
Well, actually, those would be stalactites.
Oh yes, thank you. The stalactites hanging
I'm just glad
in
there weren't
and,
any
in and
spiders
around
up
the
there.
stalactites. There are several like small shadow figures moving up there.
Moving?
Oh God. Okay.
Did you say moving?
I did.
Are they so still maybe spiders?
It's hard to make them out from where they're at, but you do notice things up on the ceiling.
Okay.
So there is one light
Could be
source in the back of the party and no
Could
light
be-
sources in the front.
Could be another baby dragon. Who knows whether they hang out on ceilings? You don't know.
Okay. I'm
But yeah.
going to. Do I take a pot shot at something with the crossbow? Do I yell at them?
Hmm.
You
How
have
high-
been generally quiet entering this room. You haven't been shouting out back to the party or anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a pot shot with a crossbow at one of the shadowy figures.
Okay, you do see them hanging along the walls to the northwest, northeast, southeast, and southwest.
And we know they're not demons because then I would see what they really were. So it's not that bad.
True.
All right,
It's
I'm
true.
gonna take a shot at one. 11 plus 4, 15.
Sorry, real quick.
I'll shoot at one. Okay, so I'm actually gonna shoot at one in the northwest, so that if it does connect, the party will kind of see what's going on, and I won't have to yell to them.
Load the page, internet. Load the page. Thank you. I'd love it if you would load the page. You said 15?
Yep.
As you, what, it was a crossbow?
Yeah.
All right, that hits, actually. So you kind of see this squirming, shadowy thing up into the ceiling. Because again, there's no light source, so it's pretty dark in here. But with your dark vision, you're able to see it. You're able to aim, and you take a shot and fire. It hits. So roll damage.
I forgot what this was like, hitting things.
Hmm.
Oh, I hit the wrong one, so don't mind that. So D10 plus 4, that's 10.
10 damage. All right. It's gonna be pretty good. So as you take an aim at your crossbow, you fire a bolt up at the things hanging from the ceiling. The crossbow like strikes right through one of the bodies, drops it, falls down to the ground. Immediately, all of the rest of the bodies start flapping and flying and moving around. Though that one that you shot at is dead, and it just drops down to the ground with a dead body, and you see fairly strange looking creature. Is that the one you're aiming at?
Let me
put
zoom
that
in
one,
all the way.
northwest. So you
This one.
damn it, it drops a body, and you guys, and Jerk sees a bat-like creature, red skin, several small bug-like arms underneath its body, its wings leathery and dark, splitting off into 4 ways with a tail, a long snout covered with several like holes for it to breathe through, and its nose almost the only area of its body that seems to have any kind of hair or things. So maybe feather, maybe hair, not sure. Going out around its head like a tiny mane.
Ew.
Oh,
It is
no, baby,
gross
what is
looking.
you doing?
It's a horrid looking little monster.
Tentative title: Hell Butterfly.
Somewhere between a large bat and an oversized mosquito. The bolt almost is as kind of big as the thing as it had split it, and that instantly killed it. You like see that you had murdered it immediately. But it does have like little pincer feet and claws, but now they're all flapping around in the ceiling. And they just all started and going. And you find yourself surrounded by dead bodies and weird batty creatures. Let me see if I can find this picture really
Gross.
fast to put up here.
Yuck.
It's a disgusting room. It's not a fun place.
I'd rather be in a fun place.
There's no fun places in the dungeon.
Magic
Animal
Mountain
House.
or
More
something?
like Monster House.
Oh God.
All right, let me see. I think this worked.
Oh, God.
That is clearly
Wow.
visible to us, and
That looks like its existence is pain.
I'm going to stick with tentative
Yeah.
title: Hell Butterfly.
All I know is pain.
Yes. Yes.
What is my purpose?
Yeah, hell butterfly. Like that's a pretty good description for what you're looking at.
It's like
But
a
they are
fluff-
small. It's like so. It's basically like a large in terms of a bat, gigantic in terms of a mosquito. The two things that it most resembles to.
I see someone
It
planning on
drops down
going
to the
the other
ground.
way.
Just big enough that one can draw a bead on it.
Oh, Sparkle Jim, you're a jerk. Okay, well I dropped that
Yeah,
thing.
which is pretty lucky because a good high. You did notice these things before they noticed you, so you're doing all right. But I believe that's
That's everything.
everything you had going for you. And Taliesin, it's your turn. You
Yes.
hear this thing squeal as it dies off in the distance. It just falls and thumps, and then you hear all this flapping, just all this flapping in that room, kind of overlaid in the sound of waves crashing off in the distance. Just flap, 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 flap.
And that's 6 squares. And
I
they
can't reach you.
and you can now see probably most of these guys.
Yeah, he would be able to see all of them flapping around in the ceiling, all the noise that they're creating as they do it, and the dead squeal. You see these things as well.
Okay. So I'm gonna pull the staff of defense off of my back, and have that in one hand, and then I'm going to throw a fireball at one of them. Ooh, wait.
Oh, the old what's
You-
the thing called actually?
Just the produce flame, but
Produce a flame
the
and
attack version.
lob that at them.
Oh, that reminds me of the thing I found on the character sheets.
So use your
I'll tell you during the
interaction to
break.
draw another weapon, and with the other hand, you cast this flame at them. It's an attack roll, right?
It is, although it is a ranged attack when I'm throwing the fireball at them. So, does that mean if I tried to attack the one right next to me, I would have disadvantage?
How far away is it in the air?
I don't know how high up it is.
The ceiling is about 30 feet, and they are all flying up there, so it's not close enough to you to be considered
To
a
give me
disadvantage.
disadvantage. All right, sweet.
It's well above you, 30 feet up into the ceiling, as they're all starting to flap and move about in response to
And that happens to be your exact range.
this
I will
noise.
throw
This noise that killed one of them.
I'll throw this boy. Hang on, I wrote like a bunch of syntax for this. I want to see if it works.
All right. I'm excited.
Yeah, I want to see this.
Okay, so that's 14 to hit.
Nice. Nice.
Thanks.
He's got the name in there. He's got the rolling D24, what it is. Ooh, ooh. Oh, you guys know how happy that makes me. Taliesin, if you refresh that old character sheet, you feel
Dope.
inspired by your casting of your flame. It really just struck a
I-
chord with you, like fire, die, motherfuckers, and you just shoot that up there. It's so good. I love you guys with this syntax. It makes me feel so happy.
Well, I didn't know that you could basically, write like inline code for this stuff. And now that Godwold showed that to me, I'm like, well, I'm gonna do that.
I'm gonna start.
Does that hit?
right now?
Smiles and it absolutely does. So you're able to cast this flame up towards them. It just as it's flapping about, you line this shot up perfectly in its movement. You predict which direction it's heading. And
That's cool.
this little tiny flame hits it.
So
Did you 7 damage?
7 damage, yeah.
The creature falls burnt husk out of the sky, kind of like wheezing out its last breath as the flame just crackles as it falls down dead.
Hell yeah. Guys, they're not that hard to kill. Get in here.
Let's kill these murder butterflies. So what I heard before, was that right, Oz?
Hell butterfly
yeah.
is something
Hell
I heard in the anime a
butterflies.
while back. So
All right, yeah. But yeah, no, you destroy it. So you moved in, you attack, you kill one of them.
Dope.
okay, it was
Okay,
a
there we
term in Bleach that didn't really matter, but still a cool term.
Can I try one thing real fast? This doesn't actually count. I just want to see if changing this setting fixes something.
Sure, go for it. I don't know what you mean, but okay.
So the syntax is working, but I still had to like manually roll the dice. It would just put me in the screen and with it prepared. So I'm trying to see if this like just auto rolls it. It does auto roll it. So dope.
What was the change?
I just had to go into the settings and enable automatically roll 3D dice.
Oh,
And now the syntax will just auto roll it instead of making you drag it.
oh yeah, I've had that for a while.
Yeah, this is so convenient because then I know the name of the thing you're rolling for, like the bonus on it, what your roll is, the total of the roll that I can easily compare to their AC. It's really convenient for me.
Yeah, I figured it would. I'm glad
Glad
it works
that
right.
I'm super happy that it's working. That's awesome.
All right. Yeah.
I
So
should I should learn it myself.
I think I just got my dagger. Let's see.
Alright.
Hold on.
What?
He's trying to like, is that his dagger attack?
Yep.
Mm.
So he's just rolling
Cool.
it, putting the name on it, and the totals. Yeah, good job.
Yes.
If you guys share, I know you could probably share that in Discord, so everybody else could do it too. That'd be really cool. Like, let them know. But you do destroy one of these creatures, and I believe that's your movement and action.
Yes.
All right. So unless you're doing anything with the bonus action, Pubert, you have heard some squealing coming from the east. You don't think it's your friends. You realize some creatures squealing and some thumps and lots of flapping sound. In addition to in the room you're in, this waving spiky tail.
Oh boy. So remind me, where's the torch?
The torch is in the hand.
It's in the skeleton, the mage hand, and
Okay.
you are within its light, as is Godwald. You guys, as long as you're like right next to it, you're in bright light. If you get 20 feet or 10, wait, no, it's
It's
20 feet of. Is it 20 feet of bright light, 20 feet of dim light?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then we
Fallon.
need to up that so it's 40 feet, and we'll call 20 inside of it. So the torch would actually be able to shed some light towards Sparkle Gem and Gabe, dim light, but still light. And actually all the way over to the spiky tail of the Stegosaurus. I mean, we know what it is now, but in game.
Because if there's something going on, like, do I hear the flapping from where I'm at of the?
And the
it.
squealing, the sound of the fire,
There's 8 of them.
full, yeah, you would hear the flapping, you've heard the squealing of 2 of them. Squeak! Thump.
I will be making a dash action
I
as best I can to move 50 feet this way, 50-ish feet this way.
50 feet would be right into the darkness, but 45 would take you right to the edge of the light.
Chris, what's going on the board?
I don't know.
All right, hit me.
Playing card.
What do you
Whoa.
mean you don't know?
He
Oh.
appears to have drawn 2 cards.
Thanks, buddy. You know, I don't see
yeah.
that. That's weird.
I see the cards.
How do I get rid of it?
I don't know.
Thanks,
It's-
Bell.
Oh, there you go. You
it's
can have
in
that.
Did you just stop stealing the cards?
I- What's weird to me is why don't I see it? Why isn't it on my screen?
You don't see it?
I don't know. I don't know how to make him go away.
What have you done?
I don't know.
Wait.
I have 52 now.
All right. I think I found it. Is that right?
Sparkle Gem wants to steal this card from your hand. Let it go or no way.
Did you just draw the entire deck?
He did.
Yeah.
Now we can't draw any more cards.
All right, whose turn is it?
I'm gonna move here, and if I can, I'm gonna draw my sword.
Yeah, you can well, you're not even holding the torch. Yeah, so you can draw your sword. Absolutely.
I'm gonna draw my
Interaction.
sword and try to get in as close as I can to the
Oh
action.
God, I don't know how to make
Alright.
this stop.
You
are
you're
in the
basically
dark.
facing you are barely in the light, but you are facing into a dark room, and you kind of can hear the sounds of people, like some people moving around, this flapping, and before that you had heard the squealing deaths of some of the creatures.
I'll probably shout something like, "What's going on? Where's everybody?
And now they all know where you are.
Let them come."
Technically, yeah. But anyways, so then that's his turn. The Godwald, you're up next.
Uh-oh.
I,
Okay.
let's see. Would like to move 1, 2, 3, 4 squares to the edge of the bright light.
Yep, you're still within bright light. Just past you is some of the shed dim light.
Sit down and go into Gabe's sense.
All right. So you use your action to assume the sights and sounds of your familiar.
Yes.
Let's just call it warging. I enjoyed that. I'm gonna stick with it. I'm cool with it. You warg into Gabe.
Sure.
All right.
Then on Gabe's turn, I'll have Gabe fly all the way over here and look down this tunnel.
Is that the path he's taking?
Yes, and Gabe has a race feature that he does not draw opportunity attacks while flying.
Hawks don't draw opportunity attack while flying.
Owl.
Owls. Owls don't. Okay. Cool. Well, he's a lucky owl then, because he did
So
just
that's 50
fly,
feet.
fly past 3 of them. All right, and I suppose you're interested in
And that's
seeing what
60.
you can see from where you're at.
Yes, please.
And so, as Gabe comes down this tunnel, Gabe is able to see a, this well manufactured area as it comes in, and what seems like a collapsed wall, that stone and rubble filling out. But then there are 2 paths that kind of separate out from that path down there. But the one to the south is completely caved in.
Okay, and I end Gabe's turn. And that's the end of the order, I think.
All right. That will put us back at the top of the order. Off in the distance, you all hear, just kind of farther away now, but you can kind of hear it. You can't really hear the little baby one underneath it. But jerk, get ready. So, as all of these creatures have just witnessed an attack and see this one person in this room behind them, they flap and descend and start attacking everyone that they can see in sight. Let's see. 2, 4, 5, 6. One of them swoops down in order to be in range of Jerk and attempts to attack him. Wait, that's not the die I want, but I need another d20 in here. All right. It gets a 17 to hit, plus 5, so it's a 22 to hit Jerk.
That's a
I imagine
hit.
that hits. So it comes down, and with this long protrusion, a beak-like skin tube coming off of its face sticks it into the side of your neck,
Ooh.
and
We're just gonna have to kill you, buddy.
What's
It
that
hits
word I
you.
learned a while back?
and does 5
Proboscis. That's what I
piercing
learned.
damage.
Yeah.
5 piercing.
And as it pierces into your neck, it sticks in, and you feel that it is like attached to you. It's stuck its beak nose right into you.
All right.
And so it's done the damage to you. All right, and then there are the others. Let me do the order of them.
That's the word I got. Proboscis, like a mosquito bite or the alien's inner mouth thing.
Oh, proboscis? I do not know
Proboscis.
this word.
Yeah,
But I
It's like
believe
the mosquito mouth part thing.
it's anything that protrudes from a thing's face that it can suck stuff into.
Tubular.
Another
Radical.
No, physically.
another
know.
of them comes down and strikes at you. It hits 7 plus
You said 5.
5.
It's a miss.
It's a miss. Misses attempts to also just stick in and latch onto you.
Rude.
One of them swings down to Taliesin and attempts to attack him. It gets a 17 plus 5, 20. Oh my god, why is my math so bad? 22?
For me?
I imagine that hits
That's a
Taliesin.
hit. Oh,
Taliesin.
It does hit me.
It does.
So I actually was double checking something, but I actually just realized that my shield spell as a reaction only works against magic missile. Didn't realize that before.
No.
It specifically says that.
The and immunity to magic missile is
Oh,
separate from
okay.
the rest of it.
I see that now. Okay. Still, I don't think that a +5 to my AC will help. 7, because its attack was 17 plus 5, right?
Yeah, 22.
Yeah.
So
No.
Then you
your
pass
your
on
armor
your
would have
reaction
gone up
and you
to
take the
20.
damage.
So it does 4 piercing damage to you and latches in somewhere on your exposed skin that it manages to budge you and is now attached to your body.
These descriptions are not fun.
Oh yeah. Just swoops down and sticks its weird beak tube into you.
That's gross.
That's disgusting. That one was number. So then.
At least I have a cat.
I'm gonna have to spend movement. Sir 7 comes down and attempts to attack Taliesin for murdering his friends. Is 8 plus 5. So
That
13?
does not hit me.
It attempts to get you, but its family has done the job too well. The other surges swoop in towards you. Up in the sky, unable to attack.
how did you guys get rid of your cards?
If you drag them out onto the playing field, you can hit delete and get rid of them.
That explains the jack I saw.
Did I do it? I tried. tried to fail.
You see the queen kind of peeking out from under the shadows.
Well, anyways, Sparkle Gem, it's your turn. Through the dark and with the light that's aiding you from your mage hand off into the distance, you can see Jerk and Taliesin being attacked by these weird skinned mosquitoes flapping and flying around.
Flesh
One-
butterflies.
The flesh butterflies latched into one latched into each of your friends.
Okay, first thing, I would like to use my bonus action to move the skeletal hand 30 feet forward.
Bonus action. Go ahead.
And then
Bear and Godwald, you now see some light that is casting into this room. You're able to see all these skeletons on the ground in the room and this series of creatures flapping around. Sparkle Gem, you can now see them clearly.
Then I'm going to use my action to attack this one
All right.
with. Let's just go with my short bow for the time being. So
Fire that short bolt.
arrow. Do. Sorry, I was like eating, so I don't have anything prepared. 8 plus 3. Wait, yeah, 11 total.
11 total. There's a crossbow bolt that, with all the flapping and moving around, goes flying past Sturge 7.
So we've had a 14 hit and 11 miss.
Right. And then, yeah. I'll
They're
just,
tiny and they're moving.
Would
They're
you
tough.
like to use your movement?
Nah, I'm cool. I'm just going to chill for this round so that way I can keep the mage hand near me so it doesn't disappear on you guys. It has to stay within 30 feet of me or else it disappears.
I see.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. With that, Jerk, it's your turn. You have a giant, nasty, ugly bug creature stuck into your neck.
Okay. I
And
am.
it has friends. And I'm out of fireballs.
So I have 2 of them stuck to me, or just 1?
One.
Okay.
One succeeded.
I'm gonna. So this thing's just like stuck to my neck and flapping around.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try to grab it and stab it with a dagger. Like try to cut the proboscis off.
All right.
So let's see if this works. $13 plus 6 is 19. Hey, it's all
19
right
hits.
there.
It's so nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
watch
good.
watch
It is
this.
nice.
It
7.
7 damage as you pull your ornate dagger and you go to cut off the beak. You actually just like swipe clean through its head, detaching the body, and simultaneously with the pressure of everything pulling it out of your neck, and it dies.
Okay, so that one's dead. The other one that's closest.
There are 3 or 4 or 5 kind of flapping around you generally in the area. Well, this one I believe is right. It's down at your level, right next to you.
Okay, so I'm just gonna yell at it. I'm gonna be like, "Get away from me, you blood-sucking freak!" And that's gonna be my vicious mockery.
Squeals at you.
So it
Can
needs.
you do that as a bonus?
Yep. It's a. I can, can't I? Is it a?
it's a full action spell
Yeah.
usually used as an attack by a low level bard.
It's a cantrip. Can I use a cantrip?
It
As a,
should still say
Cantrips
1A.
are actions.
that's an action, not a bonus
Yeah.
action.
No, you just look at it. You look at Vicious Mockery. What's the casting time is at will.
Mhm.
Casting time 1 action. So you would need your action to you just use your action to attack.
Okay, then I'll use my bonus action as a rapier attack at the other one
Hmm?
that's down by me.
All right, so pure d20 roll. So you don't get your bonus action. You don't get your bonus to it on your offhand.
So 10. That's a miss.
10 doesn't hit you. Slice the head off of one, swipe at the other. Get away from me, you blood-sucking freak, or whatever you said. I'm sorry.
Yep, good enough. And then shit.
Yeah.
Should I retreat a little bit with my movement? What do you guys think?
So have they all come down into our vertical plane?
So some of them.
I am gonna.
So number
Like, which
5
ones?
here is latched to him. Number 7 here is down by Taliesin. 8 over here is up. 10 is up. 6 is up, and that is up. This one here, 9 is down near him. That's the one he just swiped at.
I'm using.
So
my-
so does 9 get an attack of opportunity?
How far was that?
30 feet.
30. So you just used your movement.
Yep.
You will get. That would be 2 attacks of opportunity because one of them is
It's-
actually latched into Taliesin.
Oh, is it? Okay, well then I'll just stay where I am. I don't need to take any more attacks.
So yes, he through pings, Jerry's indicated that the one set down right of you is the one that tried and failed to attack you and is still right in your face.
Are you
Yeah, so
talking?
it would get an attack in you, and this one over here would if you moved that far away. The rest are up.
There are 3 other ways out of this room if you only want 1 attack.
Well, if I could have used my disengage to get back there. I wasn't thinking, so I'm just gonna stay. There's only one
Alright.
that's down here that.
He passes.
All right. That means after Jerk comes Taliesin.
Okay,
Taliesin, you
so
have a
is
fleshy
this dude
mosquito.
still sucking on me?
He is stuck in your arm or something. Whatever is kind of like exposed to you managed to latch on.
Would you like to primal savagery?
I want to know if I can grab it since it's attached to me, and then with the hand I'm grabbing it with, just cast Produce Flame while I'm holding it.
Still an attack roll, but yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, melee spell attack, range spell attack.
This thing's like flapping and stuck in your arm, and you're like, ah! Trying to hit it, but you got it. You can do it.
All right. $16.
16 hits. Roll damage.
1 damage.
There's no bonus on that.
Nope.
Not on my Produce Flame, no. Yeah. I mean, there's not really
so
a point.
you grab it with your hand and you do 1 fire with your main action.
Yep.
The fire burns it. If its mouth could open, it would squeal. You kind of hear it come from its nostrils. It is burnt and it's looking horrifically bad, but it is still attached to you and flapping.
Reminds me of a book title.
Okay.
So no others near
So-
you are down at your level. So if you want to drag that thing
Yeah.
you're holding with you and move,
Yeah, I'm gonna move.
Well, 7 is. This guy is.
I'm gonna move over here.
So you
And,
would
like,
get
kind of-
one attack of opportunity then.
isn't that one attached?
Oh.
No, 5 is. So
This one is the one that I took with me.
yeah,
I'm holding it in my hand right now.
right? You're burning it like it's like
And then-
it's struggling for life.
This one, I guess, would have an opportunity attack, but I'm trying to get over to Jerk.
It got a 5. It missed anyways.
Sweet.
5 plus 5 is 10.
10. It's way lower than his AC.
So you
Um,
moved 2 squares. It's a flying thing. I don't know how dragging works,
I
but
mean,
you probably
it's
still have
not-
move.
It's not very
Yeah,
big.
well- No, it's actually quite tiny. It's small. Like I said, a big bat.
Yeah. So I feel like if I would have if it was attached to me, I probably wouldn't have had too much trouble actually grabbing it. And then
No, yeah,
I doubt it would have the strength to break out of my hands.
fiery hand laid onto it. It ran screaming. It's also still kind of attached to you. So
Hmm.
yeah, it
Cool.
moved with you.
I will. Yeah, I will. I can't really do anything else, can I? Hang on. Oh,
Is this a big enough battle that you want to use your bonus to deploy a totem?
I don't think so. What I took what, like 5 damage? Like I'm still okay. I think
that
Jerk
sounds about
only
right.
took 5. If we start getting low, I'll definitely use it. But I was trying to see if I could do something different. I cannot, so that'll be done. That'll be it.
Turns move to Bear.
All right. I think after seeing this thing pop out of the dark, I'm going to take a wild swing at that guy with my long.
All right.
Oh, boy.
Oh no.
Oh, goodness. That's a too bad.
As like they are small and they are flying, flapping, and moving around. Imagine just trying to hit a bird like flying around you, right? Like
And
this is
so-
a difficult thing to do. It's able to maneuver away and outside you.
I feel
And so
like
Oz,
Your strike.
on this turn,
swing
Sparkle Gem
around.
moves the mage hand close to Pubert, and his eyes have to adjust
Yeah, right. It was difficult to
because now both
difficult
he
to
and the
hit.
butterfly are in bright light.
Devil.
Okay, so how far? Okay.
Oh
So-
yeah, you are. If you move up next to Taliesin or Jerk over to here, you're still within the light of the torch, and you're
Alright.
actually still able to see the majority of these things as they're flapping around.
I will do just that. I'll try to get next to both
Uh,
Jerk and Taliesin.
Would you like to use
One-
your weird feat bonus action to shield bash and maybe avoid that attack opportunity by pushing it
Um,
out of that space?
Well, that's part of my. That would be an action itself, right?
It says hit or miss. You could use the bonus action to try to make a shove on that thing 5 feet back.
Oh, okay.
All
Well, in
right,
that case,
let him
And that-
pick his turns and do his things.
let me make sure because I thought that was Oh, yeah. I'm thinking of
He's talking about your shield master
yeah,
shove.
shield mastery.
It does
not-
lots
If
of
you
really
take
weird,
the
cool
attack
things.
action at your turn, you can use a bonus action to try and shove a creature within 5 feet of you with your shield. So if you
I
can
will- I
shove it
will.
in that move,
Is any deck saving throw? Oh, it's okay. That's kind of like a giant blurb of everything it does. I will do just that if that is okay. So
one bonus action. I like how it says try to shove a creature, so it's just using shove. Okay.
what bonuses do I have?
It says it's like
Straight
in
bonus?
PHP under shoving a creature, Pubert rolls athletics, and butterfly rolls athletics or acrobatics.
Check back. All right. You ready for
Okay.
competing rolls? You want it on screen? You want me to roll?
Plus, I
All right. I'm gonna roll it over here.
yep, that's fine. $22.
That works. You shove it 5 feet away from you. Is that how it works?
Yes, that would be this way. And then he moves this way and avoids it.
Well, thanks, rules lawyer. We got that done.
Oh, and if you
Now-
click the feet, it
now it's
goes
your
back into
turn.
its better bullets.
What?
Yeah, if you click the feet on the sheet, it'll go into its tooltip form, which looks a lot better.
Oh yeah. Because I was sitting there reading like it's just a blob of text,
Yeah,
and man, yep. Okay, but yeah, that's it for me, and I'll pass the turn.
All right. Godwald, it's your turn now. Also, it's 9:20, so I don't know if we need a cigarette break, put the kids to bed, etc.
I approve.
So I don't know if you want to finish your turn, and then we can start back when you guys get back.
Sure. No kid,
Uh,
but I can take a break.
Break sounds good.
I should probably let Tom out.
All right, we can do
So
it now or after Godwald's turn, whatever.
I don't care.
I'm not going to
I'll
affect
take
the
it straight.
party. You can do me during the break even. I'm not going to affect the party.
We can do that too. Let's do Godwald's turn, then I'll go, get some water and stuff. And
Sure.
so
So
if
I'll
you guys
just,
want to run off and do your stuff now,
yeah.
it's a good time.
let's
Okay.
see.
Godwald, you've been hearing the squeals and flaps coming from the east. We're able to see some of these creatures
misclicked
flapping and
the
flying
DPS.
around. One of them attached to Taliesin still. A few of the bodies I think you could see from your area, and then several of them flapping and flying around.
Hmm. Until the start of your next turn, it says. I. Let's see, and that's about that. So vaguely, seems like they're doing okay. I'll
You
just
can
keep.
see just past Jerk from where that light source is.
Yep, and it. Since I can't see the ones that are like high up in the air, it seems like they're doing pretty well.
They were swooping down, but they weren't quite in range. I mean, yeah, you might be able to see some, but you definitely heard the noises and sounds. You have some idea if there are a bunch of these things in there.
Let's see. I'll choose to not warg this turn. Give Gabe instructions to go to the end of the tunnel and wait. Move to here. And let's see, Matt, distance. Can I toll the dead on the one on Taliesin
Yes,
while
you
it's in
can.
dim light?
Absolutely. Wisdom saving?
14. Let's see your moves.
I don't think it's going to be very wise. No, it's got a -1. So you said it was 14 meter beat?
Yeah.
13. You hit.
All right.
It is damaged as well. Roll anything but a 0. And you've killed it.
Really?
Yeah,
They have 2
yeah.
points.
Yeah, they're pretty weak. So you manage to you cast your spell, the bells toll resounding through the cave in the cavern, and how does it die?
Hopefully in a way that it. Look, I would have it flinch so hard that it actually pulls out of Taliesin before it dies.
Yeah, so it's as it's flapping the bell's toll, and it kind of squirms, writhes, and just detaches from his body and sticks off to the ground dead. Burnt and disgusting.
Okay, if they're that easy, I will choose not to use my bonus action to cast a strong spell against these things. And I'll just pass and just have Gabe do this, and don't give me line of sight for Gabe yet. And that's Gabe.
Okay, so Gabe moved farther in. You can get his information later.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna go run and grab some water and stuff, and I'll be right back, and we'll
Sure.
start back at the top of the order. All right, I'll be right back.
Sure. Oh, hey Barry, you know the oil urns in Dark Souls 3?
Yes.
There's that in this game too, it looks like.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Jerk's inventory has, maybe he got them in his kit, or maybe he bought them when he was buying a bunch of useful things at the store. Oil urns that say you can make an attack with these as an action. If that creature takes fire damage in the next 10 rounds, increase that damage by 5.
Oh yeah. I've seen where like people try to stop their wizards from buying oil urns because they'll throw oil urns and then cast fireball and it just
You can also
blows
use it on
everything
5
up.
by 5 squares. Yes.
Yeah. Apparently, people die a lot because of fireball.
It was the character move.
No, I know it's fine. It's funny now.
It's like when I
But
don't
yeah,
know,
apparently wizards do that.
when I don't know how the character, when I don't know how God will react, I make something up, and it's like wisdom save against that's a big spider. Result.
Yeah.
Result 8. Fail. That's a very big spider. Sparkle Gem, fix the situation. And then, I mean, I didn't honestly think it would do as much as it exactly what it did, because like there was like several fail safes. Like Sparkle Gem had to say yes, and then there was still a 1 in 3 chance it would just fizzle.
I was just glad that I was wild shaped because it gave me a bunch
Yeah.
of extra hit points.
Oh yeah, and I forgot to say, I think I mentioned this last session and several other times because I think it's cool. In case we're against one big thing again, wild shaped crocodile.
Yeah, I was looking into that because I
It's like
I saw that I can do that now.
It was like the creature is restrained by the bite.
Yeah, and I think I can like roll while I have them bit or something.
It's like while you have them grappled, you can drag,
Yeah.
and you can work that out however. Just because it's huge.
Woo. Who do we have back? Oh, we're missing. Okay.
That looks vaguely like a snake.
Aw, I miss
Yes.
my snake. Wait, you have snakes, don't you? Or a snake?
Yeah, I can see her right now. She's just hanging out.
Is it a ball python?
Yeah.
I had a ball python in college. Jubei. It's good. He was a good boy.
Yeah,
Used to
she's cute.
Used to hang around my neck while I'd study, do my work. Crawl down to my lap because my lap was warm.
Yeah. We have like a little Aztec pyramid that she hangs out in, and she has been recently like she'll like come halfway out and then like lay across the top of it in the same way every day. I don't know why.
She's getting her laying on. Just hanging out.
Let's see.
I
Ball
think snakes
python.
I think snakes are cute. Ball
So
I do
docile
too.
you can meet them and pet them at your local Petco store.
Yeah, they are super docile.
Yeah.
She tried
You know
to. She bit
Grows
me
to
once
an average of 4 feet.
because I had just picked up her food and I
Yeah.
didn't wash my hands first, and they
Because
can't see very
that's-
well.
That's how smell works.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't even feel it.
You know, if they ever, this is a funny thing. If she ever does like latch on, like bites and is like, "Ah, I got you," like is holding, a little whiskey or alcohol in the nose will make them let go immediately.
Really?
They don't
Yeah,
like
because
the
they
smell.
hate it. They hate it. They hate it. So like, they're just trying to back off and run away. Might scare her a little bit, but also unlatch the snake from your or
Yeah.
potentially someone else, right?
Is that something you've learned as a snake owner or real like EMT stuff?
Snake owner.
She struck at Robin once. I don't think she really got her, but one of the ferrets ran by, and they're descendant of mongoose. So
And they also look like one when they're running.
yeah. Mortal enemies.
I met both of your Jubays.
I only had one.
Did you? I thought the first one got like depressed. You got a new one.
No. I had one. I had one ball python. He moved with me, from Medina to Columbus. But I think the pet store that I went to, which was like this shitty place on campus, doesn't even exist anymore. Like the mouse was sick, and so
Ah.
it got him sick. And so like one day I just came home and he was like completely submerged in his water dish. Like he had just felt
geez.
so bad. He was in there trying to
And that's
like cool
what
off. I'm assuming from like the fever or something. And I was just like for a while I was like, oh, maybe he's in there and he can breathe. And I like let it go for a little while. And then it was very clearly not. And I took him out and it was this whole sad thing. So
That is sad.
I'm sorry for bringing it up. Now I feel awful.
it's okay.
I,
But Jubei was a good boy. It wasn't his fault, and it wasn't my fault. You know, like I fed him a mouse one day, and then a week or so later, he drowned himself or died. One of the two.
That was when you lived with your current DM.
Yeah, so I lived with Nick. Yep. What do we got? We got everybody? Almost everybody?
We do not have our Paladin. Our Paladin.
Our plated den.
Yes.
I was trying to think of an Aladdin song to sing, but none of them came to mind.
What?
A whole new world.
That's the one. A new fantastic point of view. You're our
That's
Aladdin.
ridiculous.
I came in at
Hey, he's back.
Hey, sorry about that. I got trapped on the wrong side of the an intense Dead by Daylight match.
It sounded like you were censored. I heard like a couple of words bleeped out.
I'm really excited for the new Freddy.
I'm
The what?
curious. Casey showed me some of the stuff on like what they're doing for Freddy, but
Yeah.
I
In Dead by Daylight, Freddy Krueger is one of the killers you can play as. And they just gave him a huge rework because they had, like, he was good and then they nerfed him into the ground and now he's trash. And so now they're rebuffing him so that way players are more enticed to play him again.
could see that he could set traps, but that's really all I remember.
Sturge number 4 swoops and strikes at Jerk.
Damn it.
An 8 plus 5 is 13 to hit.
Miss.
13 misses. It narrowly is. Misses sticking its disgusting mouth beak nose thing into you. Its meat tube. And immediately following that, the 6th member of this clan swoops in and takes a strike. Gets an 18 plus 5, which I believe hits.
Oh, what is it?
18 plus 5,
Yeah, that hits.
23. And does 5 piercing damage and latches onto your exposed flesh and pierces into you. You feel a subtle sucking you through its meat flesh tube.
Gross.
Ugh.
Cool.
I feel it latching on, and as it drains 5 points of blood from your body.
Is that on top of the 5 piercing?
No, that is the piercing.
Okay.
Well,
You have
actually, I
been-
suppose.
So-
No, it's not. It doesn't suck the blood. It just pierces you and does the damage to the initial thing.
You have been
7.
exsanguinated.
7. Uh. Ooh. Oops. Nope. Moving things around too much. Wrong way. Wrong place. There you are. There you go. Sturge 7 swoops in and tries to lash itself to Taliesin. There's a hungry bet, and it gets a 17 to hit.
Can I use my thing to impose disadvantage on that attack against Taliesin?
Thing.
Oh, I've got I have a protection fighting style, so my reaction can be used to impose disadvantage.
Okay. So
on
it
the top
gets.
than me.
Wasn't I holding him?
This is another one. This is a different one.
I
There's-
killed that one
there-
while you were gone.
There's a bunch of them in there. Yeah,
Oh,
he
you
actually
killed the
did.
one I was holding.
Yeah, sorry, that happened after you left.
Yeah, he
Oh, it's
told
okay.
it that.
Apparently, it had
So
only
it just
2 health total.
exploded in my hand.
So with disadvantage, it gets a 17 to hit.
Okay.
Well,
Oh, that die is rolling really well. Maybe let's
that's-
find another one today because that one's
As
doing
Bear's
really
reaction
good
to this
job.
clarifier.
as a reaction, I'm gonna cast shield.
All right, that adds 5 to your AC
Yeah,
and brings you up to
20.
20, which means that it misses. So you're able to raise the glass staff, cast a magical shield around you. What's the shield look like? What's the flavor on your shield spell?
So this thing is gonna come in to try to stick me, and say like P-Bear like swings his shield out, and it kind of flies past it, and then it just like slams headfirst into like this silvery wall that is like it looks like if somehow like bioluminescence was being blown through the wind, but it's like silver and just like shooting out in front of me from the staff. Yeah.
Okay.
A silvery field of magic comes up and protects Taliesin. As the Sturge attempts to latch itself on, it finds no purchase with its weird mouth tube.
Still saying proboscis.
Proboscis with its
Google
with
image
its
search
fancy
is
proboscis.
proboscis insect.
Number 8 attempts to latch itself onto Pubert, and it gets a 20,
Oh, I think that is just enough.
and that means it does 5 piercing damage to you. So it's able to sniff out the space in your armor for your flesh and latch on wherever that is. Oh yeah, it's disgusting. You
What
feel
kind
it
of
sink
good
under your
loving God would
skin.
allow such a thing.
Feel it's like part of its mouth go in deep, but then its weird tongues sticks up under your skin looking for veins. Oh, it's disgusting. I like these things. They're
Like,
terrible.
That's why he likes them. No
Because
other
they're
reason.
terrible. This one flaps around a little. North gets to another side of Jerk and attempts to lash itself onto him with a... Wow. A swap die, too. It gets a 20 to hit.
Yep, that's a hit.
Jesus.
Yeah, and it does a total of 4 piercing damage as it latches into your body. Do you have 2 of them on you now?
Mhm.
Just 1.
2.
2. 4 and 9. Okay, yeah. And then 10 just kind of flaps around and moves, seeing how many things are attached to Jerk, and attempts to come behind Taliesin and get him too. But it gets a total of 8 and misses. Sparkle Gem. You have seen the most gigantic, disgusting, fleshy mosquitoes squealing and attacking and latching onto your friends. What do you do?
Cheer them on.
you can do it, guys. I
It's
believe it.
an entirely valid action. I accept it, and we'll move on to the next turn.
You gonna hide behind me?
I mean, I'm going to first shoot my crossbow at that thing.
All right. Man, I should have put some kind of indicator for which ones are stuck into you guys. Wonder if I could figure it out here.
I'll look at the statuses. That heart that's evaporating looks like a good blood-sucking indicator
So I assume the 15
in the
would
top
hit.
row.
That one? Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, and you said 4 and 9.
And then there's one on Taliesin too, right?
I think that would hit
3?
Pubert.
Oh, Pierre 8. Pierre.
And Sparkle Gem, which one were you targeting?
And the one missed Taliesin.
This one right here.
All right.
And if that doesn't kill it, I'll roll the sneak attack damage, but otherwise.
All right. What was the roll?
The attack came to a total of 15, and the
Oh.
damage came to a total of 4. Everything's in attack.
A 15 hits and a 4 kills it. So as you fire a crossbow bolt off to protect your big friend Hubert, who's just came back into your guys' life, you annihilate another one of these disgusting creatures. This number
And then
7
I'll
dies.
use my bonus action to move the hand right there.
All right.
And that should still be 30 feet of me. Yep. and-
Hubert, the rest of the room becomes illuminated, and in addition to all of the flapping disgustedness around you, you can clearly see all the skeletal bodies and rusted armor and swords around you at your feet, and some very nice carvings on the wall showing gnomes and dwarves carving out the caves.
So,
Oh.
It's
So
fancy.
skeletons.
and I'll spend 20 movement or 15, whichever, to just sneak past him and kind of move a little closer in.
All right.
And that'll be the end of my turn.
Which means it brings us to Jerk, who has 2 of these hideous creatures stuck into him.
All right.
Through your clothes and exposed flesh.
I'm gonna
You
go.
can feel their disgusting little tongues writhing underneath your skin.
I'm gonna go for one of them with the rapier.
All right.
Just gonna try to stab at it.
Give me a pick one.
Which ones are on me?
They have hearts.
The ones I'm pinging. Yeah, the ones with hearts.
Okay, I'm gonna go for this one.
All right. Give me that old attack roll.
15.
15 hits. Roll damage.
8.
8 kills it. You're able to,
Nice.
with your rapier, slice the creature's off at the beak, killing off its head. I mean, this disgusting little thing's kind of still stuck into you, but you
Okay.
killed the thing.
And then I'm going to go at the other one with my dagger.
Stabby, stabby, slice, slice.
11.
11 misses. So as you once again are able to kill one of them attached to you, this one that's still attached to you, it's just a strange position on your arm as you're attempting to move it around to get the thing. But with that arm in that hand, you just can't manage to get it.
Okay, I just yelled at everybody, these things are gross. And that's
I
it.
hella hate them.
Yeah, I'm aware.
I'm not doing so hot, guys.
So, well, I mean, they go down in one hit. You got one that's stuck to you and one that wants to be.
I think
And,
I've taken out 3 so
can see
far.
this. Have you checked the ceiling? Is this all of them?
I've been busy. I've been busy.
All right. If that is Jerk's turn, that brings us over to Taliesin.
Cool.
At this point, shield wears off.
Yep. So I'm going to.
There's still
hang on,
one
Let
stuck
me just
into
double
Jerk.
check
There's
something.
one stuck into Pubert.
So I'm.
2 more flapping around you.
Yeah. So I'm gonna cast Mage Armor on Jerk.
Ooh.
Jerk's armor is already about as good as that.
And my AC is 15.
It's gonna
He's
be.
He's already wearing armor.
Oh, so his armor is 15, but mage armor
Would
would
be
use
13 plus his Dex modifier, which is 8.
yeah. So his AC would go up to
It.
That'd be
I mean,
13
says right
plus
there.
8.
for the next
Target-
8 hours.
well, I mean, the first part, and I wish I wasn't like this, but I am like this. Says creature who isn't wearing armor.
Oh,
Okay.
right. 'cause the
So you'd
fucking
have to take
wizards.
off your armor.
Which that would take out of combat time.
Longer than a turn would go.
All right. Just let your friend die. It's fine. I'm just,
can, of course. Wait. Oh.
I'm just kidding. I
No,
will.
yeah, it is the first line. Yeah, it's true. It's
I
meant for
didn't-
it's meant for
yeah.
wizards, kind of.
Well, that's fine. I will. I'm gonna cast. Okay. So what I'll do is he still has one attached to him.
I'll tell you this: if you do cast mage armor on him, he is wearing armor and it wouldn't apply. But I don't see why, if any time during the next 8 hours while this spell is in effect, you touch a willing creature who isn't wearing, so maybe it isn't.
Yeah, I wouldn't
If-
be able
yeah,
to.
if-
He'd
yeah,
have
if
to
you-
take his armor off first.
Yeah.
But if you do decide to fight armorless, I can basically make your AC like 22. But
Mhm.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn around to get the one that's still biting him. I want to go ahead and do.
That would be 17, but still, yeah. Sorry, the one who isn't biting him and do?
The one that is biting him, I want to do Primal Savagery and try to like slice it.
You just have to move slightly, and then yeah. It's like on the other side of him.
Step on this dead body. I mean, it's
Yeah.
a tiny thing. Okay.
It does not. It's actually it is quite small. It does not affect your terrain or anything like that. It's not difficult terrain. So
Oh,
small.
nice. Ooh, nice. Okay,
Well,
so I hit
hits
it.
for sure. Primal savagery damage.
I think I obliterated it.
Oh yeah.
um,
You want to describe how
then-
you kill this thing off of him?
so what I would like to do is, I don't know, where did it bite you? Like in the neck or the shoulder or something?
Where did it touch you? Show me on the doll.
They've
Yeah,
been
Where would you say is
Where is it?
exposed from your armor?
yeah, they've been historically going for my my neck.
So I would say that I kind of like hop over here and I'm like midway through the air, like turning bestial form, and I just like, as I'm landing, slash it, and just like it just like goes into, like, cuts into ribbons.
Like a Wolverine
Um,
movie trailer.
Exactly. And then as I'm coming back from the slash, I'm going to
It's in the
bonus
spell
action.
description that that's what happens.
Yeah. As a bonus action, as like at like mid, like as I'm landing, as a bonus action, I'm gonna cast Healing Spirit, and I want it to be just a smaller version of you, kind of like stamping on top of your head and just being like, "What are you doing? Come on, man!" And just like taunting you. But
What
that
is-
will
What does it do?
hang on, let me find it. There we go.
Like how
1D
small? Like 6 inches?
So
6-inch
like
tall
just,
version of
yeah,
Jerk?
just like a little tiny 6-inch tall version of Jerk, just like taunting him on top of his head, but it heals him for 1d6, and it will heal him for 1d6 every time he starts his turn in with it around him.
Moonbeam effect. Doesn't happen now.
Moonbeam effect.
Remember that talk we had 2 months ago?
Hang on.
Everyone remembers everything we did 2 months ago.
I even remember what I had for lunch today. So
Yeah, so this is Spirit
Spells like
Totem?
this, if it doesn't say when you cast, then it's only the times it says.
Wait, so this one is not Spirit Totem.
So healing spirit. A
Healing
spell
Spirit.
He had a spell he prepared today.
Whenever a creature
Spells.
you can see moves into the spirit's space for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there, you can cause it to restore 1d6 hit points.
Mhm.
No action is required.
Mhm.
So, okay, I guess his next turn he'll get health back.
Works for me.
All right.
But you still
you wanna-
have a
do-
tiny
do you-
version of you dancing.
Do you
in your
want to
head.
do you want to restore that health? Do you want to do that roll, or should he do that roll? What do you want to do?
Well, apparently I can't do it. He doesn't get it until his next turn.
So I'll have him roll it when his turn starts. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Can we
That
say
means-
that every time it gives you health, it like he like hugs you on the top of the head?
Aw.
Yeah, I'm cool with it looking like whatever it is. It just says looks like a transparent beast or fey, but flavor.
Yeah, it's
more
just
fu-
flavor.
More fun.
Yeah.
More fun.
Okay, Google. Is there a fae that looks like a tiefling?
Right.
Are tieflings fae?
But with that, Talison's turn being over goes to Pubert.
Okay, well I'm gonna
You have
Try to
weird,
use my
weird
sword.
things stuck into your body.
try to use my sword to like pry it out. Like, oh, this is nasty.
Oh, I hate this thing.
Kinda
Roll to it. Roll to attack.
weird wedge it in there. There we
Oh,
go,
that hits.
22.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You hit it. You hit it good. Damage.
Very good. I'm typing everything in. 8 damage.
I love it. 8 damage annihilates this creature.
Hmm.
I don't know if you want to. I don't know if you want to describe it. Here, feel free.
So, just a little bit of wedging, a little bit of like kind of weird finagling, and it kind of just pops off and goes flying into a wall. Almost cartoony as it leaving a nice on its way out.
There is now a butterfly added to the carvings.
Yes, you splatter it right across a gnome who is working diligently in clearing out the mines. Very impressive carvings once again. It's really nice to see such fine work in such a distant place so far from civilization. They put some effort into making these wall carvings here. Almost feels like what would be an entrance greeting people to a cave if there was an entrance to this place.
Welcome to the tourist
Haven't-
attraction, Wave Echo Cave.
Haven't really had much of a chance to appreciate it.
Yeah, right. With that, unless you're doing anything else to turn, movement, or other actions, it would be Godbald's turn.
Yep, I'm done.
Oh, nice. There's
Okay.
only 2 left.
So with the bright light, I can definitely tell that. Let's see. So I'd like to move over here and look up and see if if there's anything else going on the ceiling. Just a general look.
As you enter the room and you gaze up into the ceiling, especially with the light from the torch that the mage hand is grasping, you do not see any more moving kinds of shadows amongst the stalactites, if I'm correct. These seem to be all of the creatures that were up there and have swooped down to make their hungry attacks. They're so hungry. They want to eat. Eat, eat, eat.
Then I'll just lean up against this wall and warg.
Looks through Gabe's eyes, leans up against the wall. Can't see himself, but he can see through his owl's face. What Gabe is able to see in this space, again, there's the rubble of a closed passage to the south, but he does see 2 doors heading to the east and to the west from his location.
They're both doors.
And 2 doors, and you're able to see both of those doors and the collapsed entrance. It seems amongst the stones that have fallen, there are several like scorch marks along the walls, and now you're able to actually kind of make out the fact that there are several of these things along the ground leading in towards the area that you're on. Those have
Okay.
fire and things have burnt around the stones.
Let's see. That's half the move. And that's the other half.
Right, and he can see 60, right?
120.
You can see 120 in dark
It's
vision.
really nice. Superior dark
That's really
vision.
nice. All right.
It's
Okay.
crazy.
No, it's great. It's awesome. I can see all the way in. All right, give me a second. I'm going to do the polygon and reveal moments here. And oh, that's too far. Stop it. Covering too much space. Everything looks like it's in the owl's point of view and not the
Sorry.
not on the map. I appreciate what you're trying to do. It is mildly confusing for me. then give me a second to describe the space that you are looking into. Gabe is able to see through this carved out tunnel. Again, everything from here actually seeming to be this is a bit of a natural cavern, but the floor has been worked so that it is smooth and people can travel inside. In amongst some of the things that he can glance and see down, there is in some of that space a dense carpet of strange fungi covering sections of the floor in the cavern. There are little puff balls, and by little I mean like they're about a foot across.
That's
with
not
that-
little.
Yeah, well, yeah, compared to other things, it is. But there are these puffballs about a foot across in the fungi, and growing in and around the stalagmites in the area. You can see little stalks with caps that are about 5 feet tall. So they're like cap of a mushroom, imagine, with the puffball up at the top of it. And they are also seeming to glow with an eerie green phosphorescence down to that.
All right. I learned about this on Gabe's turn, so I'll talk about it on my turn. So Gabe passes.
All right. Ah! No! What have I done? Phew. All right. Everything is as it should be. If Gabe passes his turn and your turn is over, off in the distance, you guys hear some quiet honking. Honk, 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 honk. As then these strange, fleshy mosquitoes continue their attack on the party. Let's see, I got 6, 8, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. Oh, no, wait, a bunch of these have died. I only have 6. 10 alive. Oh, okay. Whoops, forgot to mark off. Sec. The remaining 2 of these creatures up, down, and move to attack. One attacks Jerk, and one moves to attack Pubert, attempt to latch themselves on. The one attacking Jerk gets an 8 plus 5, so a 13. to hit.
Nope.
The one attacking Pubert gets 11 plus 5, 16 to hit.
I got lucky with that one.
All right. They both make their attacks, move in, but miss. And that puts us at Sparklegem's turn. Sparklegem, you have heard lots of little squealing, flapless deaths. The amount of flapping happening in this cavern is drastically reduced. There's only a few creatures left alive.
I gotta open up the right tab. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
got,
Also,
like,
Godwald, I appreciate
5
the
things going
icon
on.
you picked for I'm looking through Gabe's eyes. That's a good one.
So there's only
Well,
2
there's
of
that
them left.
one, and then there's this one.
Sorry.
So there's only 2 of them left at this point.
Yeah, there are 2 left. They both, you're watching them trying to attack Jerk and Pubert without finding any purchase.
Alright. Then I guess I'll just stick with my short bow and that thing. Boop. And the one right here is the one I'm aiming at before we go any further, which it missed. So,
All right.
movement.
That bolt does miss. Or that arrow does miss.
Bonus action, move that. And then my movement, I'll move 10 feet forward and call it quits. Well, not 10. I'll move 5. Yeah, 10 feet forward. So we're good. And that'll be the end of my turn.
All right. With that means Jerk. It's your turn. You got some dead creature hanging out of your body a little bit, but it's dead for sure. There is one that just tried to attack you and one to your left.
Nice.
What's this?
This
The
is
healing
my
spirit.
healing.
Oh yes, sweet.
That was a good
The
roll.
little spirit on top of your head after being like, "What are you doing?" Then just like grabs you and gives you a little like hair-filled hug and heals
Yeah.
you for six points of healing.
That's not right. Hold on.
You can do it.
19. All right. So I'm gonna use my action to yell at one of them and say, "I'm gonna wear your proboscis as a necklace, you little fucker." And he has to roll a 12 wisdom or 12 wisdom.
Saving throw for to beat 12.
Yeah.
Wisdom saving throw.
Yeah.
So he does not make it. He actually misses it by 2 points. It's 10 with his -1.
Okay. So he takes 4
You've-
damage.
4 damage, and that kills it. Which one is the one that you attacked?
That one.
That one? All right.
And then I'm going to turn to the other one and I'm gonna rapier it.
You can follow up
Yep.
a weapon attack. Only you follow up a weapon attack with another weapon attack.
Okay. Then I'm going to.
You can cunning disengage.
Oh, right, because okay, yeah. If you're doing a weapon attack, you could follow it with your second one for your bonus action, but that's why you can follow it with your bonus action.
Okay. Can I kick
You're
it?
basically swing one arm, swing the other arm. But this time you're like,
Since that's the-
weird tiefling
that's the
language and
only
kill
one
the thing
left.
with a spell. Yeah, that's it.
Since there's only one left, you can choose to cunning disengage and go somewhere else. You can choose to continue supporting your mates.
Or you can start looting bodies after
You
you
can roll sneak
disengage.
attack for your mockery just because it's funny.
Yeah, I kind of do want to roll sneak attack for the mockery just because it's funny.
What do you mean?
Because. Oh, wait,
It's
no, wait.
just for fun.
Sneak attack
Yeah.
doesn't work on spells.
No, but it's just for fun.
Did you see my little thing in the corner? It says sneak attack, bitch.
Nice.
Okay.
Everyone's loving syntax today.
Okay, that's it. I'm going to disengage.
All right.
And I'm going to
It's
just
still
like
dead.
take a couple steps this way because I don't want to get attacked anymore.
That's a lot of steps.
That's. It's,
Maybe couples are different in this culture.
Yep. Couples
Could
are
be,
like, well, you ever heard of a succubus?
Yeah.
All right. That's it.
All right. So you move away successfully, and with your turn over, that brings us to Taliesin. Taliesin, there is one of these creatures left that just attempted to attack you, but unsuccessfully.
I'm gonna attack it.
Kill it, kill it, kill it. The 18 hits, and the 6 kills it.
Would you like to step into your own healing spirit?
I'm okay. I think it would have. Well, I guess it wouldn't have gone with him. It would just be floating next to me. Yeah, I can do.
Right in the space, yeah.
Kadoosh, and then. So yeah, I entered it for the first time, so I can roll it now. Actually.
Oops.
I need to take a walk back to it and stand there for like 20 minutes before we move on.
Well, you got to jump in and out of it. You can't just.
So,
or is it
I
while
will-
you're in it?
What's the
It's-
range on it?
Well, jerk moved 30
it's
feet,
5
and I think
feet.
you can move it
Oh,
30
okay.
feet as a bonus action onto jerk for his next turn.
I
after you
can.
move.
It's also anytime you start your turn in it, you get
Oh,
healed.
okay.
All right, so we should probably have
Yeah,
like a little.
healed
icon
myself for
it or
5.
something.
You could bring out the eagle we had once, or the bear.
The bear just gives you temporary hit points, but it doesn't like actually heal you.
No, like a different color bear for this.
Oh, you
yeah,
mean
it's
just for
like-
the icon?
Yeah, I was looking for an icon.
I just yeeted this thing into the shadow realm.
Hi, buddy. Yeah, you're great. You're a cat. All right, go over there. Leave me alone.
I think that, yeah.
Flexo's
I think
very
we had,
confused about whether or not
because
it's a cat.
the last time that I summoned this thing, I summoned a tiny sparkle gem, and I think you just made
Yeah.
a really small version of her.
Yep.
Well, let me see if I'll do the same thing with Jerky real fast.
You can just pull out that little imp you had when we were in the other world too.
So I healed myself.
Oh, that's weird. Why is there a
but-
dot on him?
Bonus action, I'm gonna. Whoa. Bonus action, I'm going to move it back over to Jerk, which would mean that he would get healed right away.
On his next turn. Okay.
Not on his next turn, because it would be technically the first time that he's entering it. Because I'm moving it to him.
Well,
So he's technically entering the aura again for the first time. And every time you enter it for the first time, or if you start your turn there, then you get healed.
I
Yeah,
don't
so
know
when
the
he
rules
starts his
landing
ne-
for this, so
I would think when he starts his next turn, he's gonna get more of that health. But we could.
Well, yeah.
We'll,
I mean, it's,
we'll let it go for here. You just killed the last of the creatures.
Yay!
so if Taliesin passes, do we leave combat?
no, I mean, I
Uh,
moved it over to him, but yeah.
Well, actually, with the death of that creature, you guys are now out of combat.
Okay, somebody should probably take the torch since my mage hand only lasts a minute, and I don't feel like every minute having to cast it, pick up a torch again, and keep going.
I'll grab it.
Yeah, I would. The healing spirit only lasts 1 minute too, and I had just cast it, so it was only out for like 12 seconds. So I don't know how much longer. I don't know how you want to do his tiny spirit that would still be around for like 48 seconds.
How much health are you all
I
missing?
mean, technically speaking, you would do one roll for every 6 seconds, so it'd be 10 rolls for 1 minute.
Okay, so combat's over. You guys are out of combat. You've defeated all of these creatures. Yeah, we'll say as long as if anyone's damaged, maybe you want to like run over to this healing spirit, and in the next few moments, while that goes, it would be 10d6 for that minute. So you can go ahead and roll that number of die. I mean, I suppose there's the possibility that you don't get all of that healing. Just go ahead and roll it, and we'll see what it is. Roll me 10d6. Can't imagine that didn't take and fill all your health back up.
Yay!
All right.
Nice.
All right. So you guys all go and huddle around the tiny jerk spirit.
I
Just like
that.
dancing with it.
The jerk spirit.
And yeah, so you're able to heal from that spell casting. You're now in this room. Everyone can appreciate the high quality of the carvings on these walls and the effort that was placed into this. And you guys do know, you've seen all these passages. You came from the west. You know there's passages to the north. You've seen a passage to the west and a passage to the south, where Godwald would have taken the time to tell you, oh, hey, there were 2 doors down there.
So when I hear them, when Gabe hears them start celebrating around a tiny jerk, I'll stop warging and dismiss Gabe and start going by the torch.
All right. So you
And I'll
pick up
say,
the torch.
tell them I saw
Slit.
two doors to the south and a strange fungus to the east.
Fungus doesn't
You'll
sound
let 'em
no
know.
fun.
No, I say we go to the south. That's my vote.
All right.
Yeah,
I agree.
is anybody
Also,
good
does-
at his?
Oh, no, go
Sorry,
for it.
go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just gonna
It-
say it's 10:15. I don't know. People, we just kind of closed
willing.
a combat round, so just throwing that out there.
Well, Taliesin wants to look around the party. I think he's going to ask, are any of you good at history? Can anybody discern what these images are saying? Do they tell us anything interesting?
Ooh.
This is the first time I can focus on them, and I'd like to try with this roll.
Yeah. So basically, Godwald is able to see the carvings to let you know and maybe you guys are able to figure this out that these things are made as sort of imagery to greet guests or visitors here to the cavern as you kind of like go down looking at the stone reliefs as they go along and around the walls. You see that they kind of like elaborate the some miners like discovering the cave, and then farther along all of the work and the effort that was done to excavate all of the things. Then a little bit farther along the way, seeing the reliefs that illustrate the mages coming and working with the gnomes and the dwarves to do it. So there are elven mages and human mages. You can see all these different races. Everybody's basically kind of like working together in order to create this place.
I notice orcs aren't on that list.
They are not, but you definitely can recognize the remains from having killed orcs yourselves and seeing their this look like orc bones.
Yep, I would
Does
like
it-
to.
This place was clearly very successful.
Sorry, go ahead.
I would like to look around the various piles of bones and bodies and see if perhaps maybe there might be some gold that had fallen out of purses that rotted away, or anything of value in these piles and piles of corpses.
All right. The majority of everything that you found is extremely old, rusted armor. Actually, as you like pick up pieces and you're able to like kind of just like push a thumb through because it's so dilapidated and old and its age. None of the skeletons have any kind of like flesh at them, and actually, some of them seem to have been like bitten and gnawed on. Like something has come to the skeletons afterwards to try to like eat or suck something out of the marrow of these bones a while ago. Looking at all their loot, it's a series of like useless daggers, useless swords, useless armor. But do roll me a d12.
8.
Where'd you get? 8. You find the only thing of value that you've seen, because these all seem to have been like warriors, and they just had their gear on them during this battle, this war. They weren't keeping this stuff on, but one of them has an amulet on a silken cord that is crafted from iron and resembles a heart. And on the back of the heart it says, I'll always love you, Lorana, to sign underneath it, and on one of the dwarven skeletons.
I will.
I can
take
read
it.
Dwarvish.
I want to ask if the relief carvings kind of give any sort of like direction of like where should we go from here? Like there's like 4 paths, 5
Yeah,
if we
there's
count the one we came from.
From the other way, they're really at this point you guys can understand it's the entryway to this place, and kind of coming from the south you would sort of assume like this is where people would enter the place and come in and sort of be greeted by these pieces of artwork to elaborate on the story of finding the cave, all the different races working together to build this place and mine these. And you can see like a forge where they're dwarves are hammering on an iron, and then a mage is holding up.
Okay.
I mean, like I said earlier, from logical deduction and seeing as much as we have seen, we can assume like this area connects up here. Like all the north area is probably going to connect.
Okay, Jared.
Like, yeah,
So
Jared, your ears
our
perked up
best
when I
bet
said
would
doors.
probably head south and go around this way, and then see if we can't move all the way back around to the north.
But specifically on the last thing, as you kind of realize, like the beginning down to the end of all of them, the dwarves working on the forge, and the last thing is mages holding up a mace, and the mace seems to be giving off light and shining on the final carving mural.
Neat.
Where is that at? In
So they just
Like-
kind of like start on the left here, and then the murals carvings kind of work their way around from clockwise from the south around to the other south side. So then on this wall,
Okay.
on this wall over here is the
It's the last one.
Is the last one, the inlay of that.
Yeah.
Hubert sees the story of the time he slammed a butterfly into a wall.
Yeah, it's really early on in the history of Wayback Cave.
I would like to walk over here and just make a nature check over here if that's cool.
Wait, I didn't look where.
He wants
And
to
then-
dart off like 70 feet to the northwest.
So
Investigating to the northwest is you would come in.
Or I
standing
mean
there.
northeast. My bad, I misspoke.
Northeast.
Yeah, I just want to look in here and see.
he heard me
if
say
I can-
fungus. And he's
Yeah,
like,
I can.
Hey, that sounds like a plant.
Yeah,
haven't seen
I just
any
want to
good
do a
plants
nature
for a while.
check.
So he wants to run towards wherever the fungus was and do a
It's to
nature check on some
it's
fungus.
to the right of where we were.
All right, go ahead and give me that.
Do you need me to do the arrow thing so you can reveal what he?
That's an 8.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do the room in general. 'Cause it's too hard for me to try and fake a light source. You get an 8 on your nature check.
Yeah.
The let me just double check just to make sure I don't fuck this up. But the glowing fungi, it actually gives off a light enough that you can actually see in this cave without the assistance of a torch. You don't recognize the kind of fungi that this is, and actually that kind of surprises you because you feel like you normally would have known this doing it. Roll me an Arcana check.
I'm
It
not
was like
there.
commonly known by Doran miners as,
Arcana
oh
is
crap, it's in my
infants.
boots.
Right.
Okay, so Jared, real quick, I did put the heart amulet in my inventory. I just had to have it under heart amulet.
Okay.
So
Perfect.
It's,
It's
14.
made of iron. It's not very
You have a
valuable.
plus
but
one.
Gold.
I
You don't
forgot to,
think- you
I
don't
forgot
think
to
that
add
it's
the
very
plus
valuable.
1.
14
But,
plus
yeah,
1.
so 14. No, it is just 14.
Yeah, so you've never recognized this before, but like considering you were the one who stopped to check and see if anything felt magical about this place. Considering the environment and what you've like kind of learned before, you feel like maybe some more natural growing fungi has been affected by the magic in the cavern. Sparkle
okay.
Gem. You're the only one proficient in Arcana, right?
Correct.
Roll me an Arcana check.
I am. I'm just not good at it.
You're proficient. in it?
I am.
Okay. If you want to roll it too, go for it. Or are you manually entering the? That's a damn girl.
Wow. Why do I
You
feel like
also-
I can't roll right? Like
You also get the feeling of of the magic of this place. You know that there
High
is some
five.
magical aura coming from the cavern itself, and you now realize almost since you've been here, it is, you know, like it's kind of been present in the cave, but you can't quite put your finger on what kind of magic this is.
Okay. I could just keep making Arcana checks as we wander.
And Godwald, if you want to too, maybe you're
Did
since
either
you're
of you guys?
since you're proficient in it, go ahead and you can give me a roll if you want.
Oh, I did. It was
Yeah, we tied. We both got a 1+ our whatever. Like
actually yours is better because you cast with it.
Wow, I
It's
am
my dump stat.
only now slowly seeing some typing and
That they
things.
both got a nat 1.
yeah, on Arcana checks.
Yeah. All right, so it took a while to come across, but yeah. So
So
you guys
it's
generally
well, maybe we
feel
should
magical
eat
aura
it.
coming from a cave.
Maybe we should try it.
It's a
Maybe
decent
it's
assumption to
friendly.
think of.
Well, so I kind of want to come back over here and just. My assumption is that this moss in here is magical or has been affected by this magic, and I think if we keep going towards the magic, we'll
Yeah.
find where we're supposed to go.
Okay,
I
but there's
still
some-
think
yeah.
for right now those doors is more of a defensible position, and personally, I
And
think we
you're a
should.
looter.
Yeah, we should.
With how extensive this cave system's already
looter.
appearing to
Yeah.
be, we should probably find an area we can seal off in case we need to return somewhere for rest.
For when we aggro 3 more rooms of butterflies.
Yeah, let's
It's
think.
a small cave. You just go and run around wherever. It'll be fine.
It's a small cave, he said.
I
This is
feel
the
Yeah, we'll
biggest
just-
map
we'll
we've
just-
ever had.
Right.
Separate the party
I'm
like
just saying-
usual.
It's like, I'll blame air currents, but this feels like it's not a small cave.
I mean, we haven't seen any water yet whatsoever, but we could hear it.
And actually, Taliesin, the direction you were heading, that is the loudest that you have heard this crashing wave sound coming from.
It's real loud over here.
So like, regardless of everything,
We need to go
Pick a
find
door.
a save point, you guys.
Got a bit louder as you walked towards the north.
so Jerk, left door or right door or top door?
Let's see. In games, you always go right, so we would be going left from that.
I mean, like following the wall with your right hand, take
Yeah.
the left door.
Yeah.
Do.
So you're.
I will follow.
I would like to investigate the door.
Yes, sir.
All right, then.
I want to check this door out, and
Let me know where you move, and I'll move my mage hand to you, so that way we don't have to keep taking it on and off of it.
Then just
can I check for traps
Oh, okay.
Do
and see if I can hear something on the other
Q Bear
side?
has
Just kind
it,
of.
so Q
so
Bear
you're
can
trying
get
to investigate
roped
this
by the
door.
creepy hand.
Yes, I'm trying to
Okay.
investigate this door.
Eh,
Okay. Jerk wants to investigate the door. What about everybody else? Taliesin just ran over there and came back. What everybody else?
I'll go and
I'm just-
investigate the other door while he's at that one.
I'll
Check
take a
for
safe
traps,
distance from the two of you.
all
And I
would
tell
like to-
I tell Taliesin, I'm like, we will 100% head over there shortly. I just want to kind of
You gotta see if these are
secure a location for us to
And-
retreat to if we absolutely have to.
Okay, so you guys look. Let's see. You're investigating both of these doors, looking for traps to see if they're locked, etc. Give me your investigation rolls. Rogues.
Oh God
you
damn
roguish
it!
characters.
Oh my
Nice.
god!
Here,
Chris,
okay.
if you use the auto roller, you're gonna have to change the number.
Yeah, I
from the
know,
advanced
okay.
Die roller.
Let's
This
try
happened. This is it's happened. It's been more than a month since you've done this, so it's still funny.
Let's try that again.
Hmm.
Plus what investigation?
3, yeah. So
Okay.
12.
12 and 7. Jerk, as you kind of look around the door, you don't see like anything has. There's nothing seems to be booby trapped about it. And as you like lay a hand on the handle and go to like pull the latch down, it does not seem to be locked. Like you could open it. Sparkle Gem, kind of same thing for you. You look around, you're like, I'm checking. I don't really feel like this is. Yeah, anybody's placed anything here. You go on and reach the handle, and it seems to be opened. Like you could push the handle into it. Open. It does not seem. Neither of the doors seem to be locked.
All right. Well, I'm
Who
gonna.
wants to be door number 1?
Just kick the doors open at the same time.
How about we don't kick them open? We're fucking rogues. Come on.
But we can pretend like we're big and scary
so-
every now and
Yes.
then.
Can
can't
I
we?
can I roll stealth and try
pretend.
to open the door as quietly and whatever as possible?
Let's do a role reversal. You guys kick down the doors. I'll be stealthy. I'll do the.
All right.
Yes.
Great. If we're going to try and quietly open the door, I would like some stealth rolls from everyone. And it would be super cool if I could see a stealth roll on it. And it
Okay,
would be
12
really cool.
plus 8. So
I
20
mean, if
for me.
everybody checks the Discord, I did go through and do a
Yeah,
bunch of.
it's
Okay.
the exact same syntax for everything from the character sheet.
Yep.
Very
All
nice.
you have to do is copy.
Very
and paste.
nice. Very nice. Look at
I've
that.
been using the same template for a while, so
Oh, it makes me happy. You guys have Sparkle Gem. I really appreciate that that effort there. Refresh your sheet.
Awesome. I would say that's what I
You
was
feel-
doing
you
and why
feel
I
it-
was switching
You feel
tabs.
inspired because
it's-
you've done.
not gonna.
We have a 20 and a 17 and 11.
So what's that bullshit? I made a whole bunch of macros. I didn't get inspiration.
I've just been
Wait,
using
wait.
the one template the entire time, so
Wait, you mean because
and I've already
Because,
gotten inspiration for syntax. So
because when last session Oz did it first, I was really impressed when I saw a follow up. I was also really impressed, and when I saw a list that was given so that everyone could do it, I was really impressed. And you want me to be really impressed because you did it too?
No, you
I
just
mean,
gave
Some,
some,
bullshit.
You just gave it to
technically,
Sparkle
my
Gem.
impressive feat was getting advantage and disadvantage to work in a way that was readable and fair.
That's fine.
Inspiration is attached to my feelings. I'm sorry. I just kind of like
Alright.
like I love that thing I'm seeing.
Yeah,
It's only lasting a session, anyways. Take
I
a
know.
deep breath.
Yeah, we
Which
only got
door-
like
which
a
door
half
are we
hour to
opening?
use it.
Well,
Both at the same time.
yeah, we'll do both at the same
Yeah.
time.
Both at the
Where-
same time.
Wait.
on
Why
3
are we doing both of this? Okay.
because
Because
that's
we're
what
killing
they
ourselves.
do.
We don't
you wanna-
care.
If you want to stop them from doing it at the same time, you have that option.
Nope,
need
I'm letting them do it.
I need stealth rolls from Taliesin and
Q-Bear.
Bear, I think.
Okay. Well,
Give it a try.
just letting you guys know you asked for this.
Wait, oh yeah, I should teach you the syntax.
It doesn't matter.
Oh,
I guess.
wait. Disadvantage, right? Because you
Oh,
plate
yeah.
armor. Let's see if you can get the one.
So I start glowing. How's that? Randomly just start
So,
glowing.
Pierre's
LED
total roll is
starts up, like,
11 and
very
2,
nice
keeping the
with a cool
2
start on.
minus 1.
I like the idea that like Jerk and Sparkle Gem are like super quiet, and so is Taliesin, very quiet.
Taliesin,
Godwald, you're fairly quiet. But they
Taliesin is
kinda, like,
passing
look-
without trace.
They look back at. Are you?
I didn't cast it now.
In quotes.
No. All right. So they like kind of look back at Hugh Bear, and they're like, "Shh." He's like, "All right, guys, I'll be quiet."
Starts banging his shield
did
and his
you
sword
say?
against the wall as he's walking.
There was a-
All right, let me-
an Ed and
No, it's
Eddie.
like, look at the positioning. Pubert is leaning against the door and falls in.
So let's see. I'll do Sparkle Gems first. Sparkle Gem, you open the door quietly, very quietly, and this seems to be an office. Let me go ahead and just sort of expose the room real quick.
Do
So you're able to go inside, take a look around. This looks like it was someone who worked in the mines. Maybe this was like graded people. There's a desk kind of out halfway, so you sort of separates the room. You see some scales and a few samples of metal still on the countertop. Everything covered in a light dust. This large stone counter bisecting the room. The scales are made of iron. In the north wall are cubby holes stuffed with dusty paper scraps. So it looks like places where papers were held, maybe the mail room. And there are several long dead corpses in the room. And from what you see, it seems to be a few skeletons your size. You'd make the assessment. They might be gnomes. And then you also see a few orcs. And they all seem to have either killed each other or died from other things sprawled across or in the room. Jerk, you enter the room to the west. And inside the room,
It's a pit. Make a dex save.
it's just a room, but you're able to see that this was the old guard room. It seems to have been like at least opposite rooms seem to have been near the entrance, the original entrance of the mine. Now you kind of gather like the entryway that collapsed used to be the way that people used to come into the mine. This was the guard room, but it looks from the fate of the bodies here that it was overrun early in the fighting when these orcs attacked. There are splintered stone benches, heaps of rubble from a partially collapsed ceiling within the room, and among these stone bunks and toppled weapon racks are the bones of more dwarves and orcs.
Okay.
That's what you see when you look into the room.
So there was fighting in both of these rooms, and there was clearly fighting in the way beyond this room. And this is the way they came in. But somebody was around to close the doors afterward.
Yeah, and there's like about a dozen, roughly 9 or 10 skeletons of these different creatures lying on the ground.
All right, I'd like to kind of slowly make my way in and look for anything useful among the bodies.
And the armory itself.
Roll me initiative.
Perfect.
everybody?
Everybody, roll initiative.
Way to go,
Get some
jackass.
initiative time.
What's in like this is just like that
So-
video.
Mine was 20, 16 plus 4.
Nat 20.
All right, give me a second.
Yeah, I've shown this video to everyone probably at least twice. It's like, any enemies in the room? No. Wait, yes, 3 skeletons. Next time, lead with that. How did you miss them? I was looking at the furniture.
Yeah, I don't give a crap about your guys' monsters.
Damn it! I can't hear you guys.
Give me tokens. I just don't have the slots on the sheet in order to copy
It's
that.
like I
I
was
need to
looking at
grab 'em
the
somewhere else.
furniture.
I missed all of that stuff that was happening because my audio just went out.
He said,
Oh.
as you step in the door, roll for initiative.
Okay, I rolled for initiative. I got a 20.
And then he said, give me a second to find what goes in this room.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just gotta grab things from places.
then there was some mumbling about I had all those butterfly things ready, but I must have missed this one room.
I did. I'm fairly confident I have every other room in the place like prepped and ready to go except for this one. So I prepared all of the tokens. I prepared all of the stats in the roll 20 on the board, but I somehow missed this one room on the spreadsheet. So I got all the rest on the spreadsheet. I just checked. Did I miss anything else?
And so
Nope.
it's like Jerk opens the door, sees a dozen skeletons. It's like, and this is and the fact that this is a guard room, which he found some good stuff in the guard room a long time ago, 3 years ago, back in Cragmaw. He steps forward with a glint in his eyes, and then suddenly,
Right.
next, all at once, a few seconds later,
Jackass. You know, Jerk, we could avoid a lot of fights if you wouldn't just rush ahead.
Hey,
You
searched the
guys
door pretty well.
decided to go over here.
The hallway was checked for traps. The door was checked for traps. The
I
room
was vetoed.
was not.
Well, I didn't want to
Yeah.
walk into some radioactive sludge until we had a place we could clear out and camp if we had to.
Right? I'd rather like make sure we have a safe spot.
And
Stealth
Sparkle
Because we
Gem,
like to
fight begin.
if you
All right.
wouldn't
Yes.
run
Spark-
from every fight or hide behind people, we'd have a lot more survivability.
Wait, what?
All right. Give me your initiative rolls. I just want the roll, not the modifier. Down the list. Sparkle Gem.
4. Or 3, my
Sure.
bad. I misspoke.
3. Jerk.
18.
Without
Wait,
the mod.
wait, 16.
Okay. 16. Talent.
I rolled a nat 20.
20. Nice. You bear?
10.
Godwald.
18.
Which goes for Gabe as well. Nice. All right. So Jerk, as you open the door and you kind of like look across the room, you see these bodies scored across what seems to be in the old guards room, toppled weapons shelves and bodies on the ground. As you enter, the skeletons seem to form upright, jarring themselves and shaking, and then like the bones kind of collect together and form into humanoid form of a skeleton. Magic has brought them back to its form of existence, undead life, if you will.
I would like to yell back to everybody, we have some skells.
What?
We have some skells.
What are skells?
They're dead people that come back to life.
No, those are skeleton. Oh.
Yeah, and so these undead warriors come back to life. Taliesin, it's your turn. You hear, hey, we got some skills.
Should I be able to see what's in the room?
I
Sounds
can't
like
see
your
anything.
problem.
If you set
Yeah.
up minis, we can't see them.
Oh,
Put
shit.
them on their on layer.
No, I just haven't moved them yet.
Hmm.
Let's focus on my spreadsheet, sorry. Whoop. Right click. Token layer.
Oh.
Swap.
That's a lot of skells.
All
Yeah,
in your
9
room too. That's totally
Nine.
your problem.
Nice. So, Sparkle Gem, none of the skeletons in the room that you're in come to life. They're just dead.
Sweet.
Long dead.
Sweet. That totally sounds like Jerk's problem.
Yeah, but Taliesin, it's your turn. Combat has begun.
Yeah, I'm just double checking something real quick. So, can I see any of the skeletons through the door?
If you step a little bit towards the north, yeah, you'd probably be able to see a few of them.
I would claim that
you know
this
what?
is a valid line.
Yeah.
I will. Sure. I'll stay. I can stay here. So Talison's gonna be like, well, here we go again. And I'm gonna cast Moonbeam on this one.
All right. What's Moonbeam do?
Like
He
the
has to
opposite
make a
of Black Spirit.
Constitution saving throw. He gets hit with radiant damage, which I'm pretty sure does a bonus to undead. But he has to beat a 13, or if he saves, he takes half damage.
On its turn.
Constitution save.
Yes.
But not now.
He is not vulnerable to radiant damage, but I appreciate the way you're thinking. It's not this kind of creature in particular. He gets 2. So even with his bonus, he does not make that in any way, shape, or form. And how much damage does he take?
He takes 2d10, but it's at the start of his turn, I guess, according to
Okay.
Godwald.
I insist.
All right, he's number. I insist. He's number 5. Skeleton number 5. You are very familiar with these bodies, but you do notice that, like, orc skeletons and dwarf skeletons alike, and gnome skeletons, all of them are raised up. There's no distinction between any of them and the bodies at all. They're all yep. And
And the Sword Coast, we call that equal opportunity employment.
yeah,
Wait.
I mean, I'm sure someone does.
Radiant does extra damage to evil things, right? Not
Correct.
undead.
Correct.
Mm.
So like black
the-
swines and that type of thing.
It's arbitrary.
I got this guy's vulnerabilities up. He is not. That's not one of his vulnerabilities, nor is it one of his immunities. So
Then I'll
he just
try
takes
bludgeoning
that
it.
normal deck.
Let's go old school.
We need some.
So, yeah,
Throw in a
so
healing
what da-
potion at the undead and no longer does damage to them. They buff that out. And
Plus, they're expensive.
Depends on the kind of thing. But yeah, so on his next turn is when we do that. Is that your turn then?
So they moved one
I
square.
mean, I
You've done
can-
a main action.
I'll go ahead and roll the damage. Just so, do you want me to just roll it now,
Yeah, okay.
just so we know? Because he's gonna start his turn in a giant beam of silvery flames. So
All right.
A 5-foot radius, 40-foot high cylinder, and we've had only 30-foot high ceilings so far. So
You're not getting your full.
Actually, as you came down the hallway, that natural open cave with that 30-foot ceiling, that actually does reduce down. So every time you guys are in one of these carved out pathways, these tunnels, as it were, they are only about 6 by 6, almost a kind of perfect height for dwarves and gnomes.
I'm confused.
I'm not really sure on why it rolled 3 of them.
Yeah.
Because I told it to roll 2d10.
Yeah, see the 2d10.
I see 3d10, a 10, a 3, and 2.
No,
Yeah, but
there
the-
is.
But it like says
there-
rolling 2d10. And
yeah,
then
what
there are
syntax did you use?
I wonder if the dash maybe adds it to another roll or something like that. I'm not sure. Well, so I mean, the only 3 in there is the 13, and that was just
Let me
supposed to be
try some-
a note to so that we knew what the con save was. It's fine if we just want to use the 13. I guess the 2 d10s that rolled
Yeah,
first.
Well, I'll go 13 damage to the skeleton when he starts his turn.
And then I'll try and fix the syntax in this.
Let me see your syntax quick, because I have some typed up myself that I'm going to test, and if they work,
Yeah.
I'll help you type out yours.
It's so nice as a cleric seeing everyone work together to tax each other's sins.
Yes, I get it.
Try putting a space between the exclamation and the 10, and then try rolling it again. See if that helps it.
Well, hang on. I know there's a way to roll in private.
So, do
Backslash,
You could do a
whisper,
whisper.
and then type in the syntax.
you pass?
All right, yeah. If that's your turn, just
Yeah,
to
I
give it a
mean-
quick check, it's gonna start with Taliesin. It's gonna go to Jerk, then Godwald, then Baddies, then Bear, and Sparkle Gem.
Yep. Yeah, no, that's my turn.
It sounded
Alright.
like that means it's Jerk's turn.
Jerk, some magical energy cast behind you. You see something sort of flicker up in front of you on one of the skeletons. You are now surrounded by 9 of them in this room, filled with random pieces of broken furniture, knocked over benches, some stone benches themselves. So I can find something.
If you step outside, I would close the door.
That's not a bad idea. So I'm gonna take 2 steps back and I'm gonna close the door behind me.
Okay, well, I'm still controlling a giant silvery beam of fire, but
Well, I think
Would
you've
you like
already
on the other side
you've
of-
already initiated it, so it's just gonna go ape shit in there,
No,
and I'm okay with
No,
that.
this is less of a rules layer thing and more of a I don't know how the world works thing. So you can use a lockpick to unlock doors. Can you use a lockpick to lock doors?
Yes.
Or the lock on the door.
I
Would
mean,
you
I'm
be
gonna
willing
have
to
to.
try?
I'm gonna
What's
have
that?
to open the door.
Can you make a?
We
Is it
don't
possible for someone to make a thieves' tools check to lock a door?
we don't have
Yeah.
to go back in there.
I mean, I'm gonna have to open the door, and because I can move my moonbeam every turn. To a
Yeah,
different one.
You
Or
could
you
just
just leave
well,
it and
when
we
they knock
just
on the door,
barricade
you
them
move it
all
in front of the other side of the door.
yeah, that's a pretty good
and you
idea.
leave it there
just
for 8 rounds.
just move
then
it to
maybe
the
they
front
die.
of the door. All right, so that's a great idea. I'm going to use my thieves tools and I'm gonna lock that door. What is my
You wouldn't even need to use your thieves' tools. If you had the door open and you saw all of that, you could try to like close the lock on the back side of it and close it. Actually, no, it really wouldn't. You're right. Yeah.
if it's a key
So-
lock?
I want to
Yeah.
I
On
also
on this side, it would be.
I
Yeah.
want to roll this because I want to see how hard I can lock this door.
So
Oh, wait. You can see how it
There's-
would be.
yeah, there's no
so-
open lock skill in 5e. I'm pretty sure it's Dex mod and proficiency with thieves' tools.
Yeah. Do your,
I
do your
have
thieves' tools roll?
so my expertise, my proficiency bonus is doubled for any ability check I make with 2 chosen proficiencies. One of them is
And the
thieves
expert-
tools.
Because the expertise class feature says any skill or thieves' tools,
Okay, so
and you chose to be very
So
thievy.
so you double your proficiency, but that's all you do.
And then
so
add Dex.
19 plus 12.
Your dex modifier, not your saving throw. So your dex mod's 4.
Double.
Okay.
Well,
and
my-
how much is
my dex mod-
proficiency?
It'd
You don't get to
it'd be-
double the mod, just the proficiency.
Yeah.
So the proficiency is +4.
So, the
So that would
proficiency
be
is
plus 8.
No, that is
total.
already doubled.
What do you mean?
The 4 is 2 doubled.
Your proficiency bonus is 2.
I
So you
Wait,
double
what?
that, which would be
Wait,
4,
how-
and then you add
actually-
your dex
No.
mod,
that's
My
so that way it
my
Look on your
dexterity.
sheet.
I am.
Next to your walking speed, your proficiency bonus is 2.
Okay,
This
so it'd be a
isn't
+4.
a survival or a sleight of hand or a perception or any of these checks on the
So
additional
this would
skills list. This is to use the thieves tool, so it's pure dex plus your proficiency.
okay. So that is a 23.
Yeah. So
wait, it's your pure dex plus your proficiency doubled because he has expertise
so
using
yeah.
it.
Yes,
use
we
the
just
stealth
we
mod.
just did that.
So it should have been plus 8, not
Yes.
plus.
No, because my proficiency is a +2 bonus. So it's
Right,
plus.
so that would become
that's
plus 4.
Yeah.
And then your dex is a plus what?
he just said that my dex bonus doesn't apply here.
Oh, okay, never mind.
You said my dex bonus doesn't apply. It's just a straight roll and proficiency bonus doubled, right?
give me 5 seconds. I'll let this page roll because I just want to sure.
Okay.
Thieves tools. set of tools. There's a file, lockpick, small mirror, etc. Proficiency with these tools, which you have, lets you add your proficiency bonus to any ability check you make to disarm or open locks. We could throw it in the same direction. I feel like locking and unlocking a lock from side are the same. So you're making an ability check, but what ability check is it? It's
I would claim it's Dex.
right. So it's not sleight of hand or anything specific, but it's just pure Dex. So Dex is +4 on your ability check. So you roll with +4. You add your proficiency bonus to that, so it's +6 on whatever your roll is.
But my proficiency bonus is doubled.
D20
Because of expertise, so
because
it'd
of
be
your
plus
expertise.
4. So it'd be
So-
a
+8
D20
on a
plus 8.
D20 roll.
Yeah, so it'd be a
What I see,
27
what I
altogether.
see are
27.
okay. You are able to lock the door, and very quickly.
Okay. So, and now we see what happens.
I'm only laughing because I feel like locking a door should be like 100 times easier than unlocking it.
Well,
when you
no,
have
the
key,
locks-
I
sure.
feel
the
like
lock's
it
on
would
the
be
other
exactly
side.
the same considering what he's doing, right? Like he's on the not locked side of the door. So he's on
Well,
the
well,
he's
he's
on the
on
key
there.
he's on the keyhole side. So there's no lock on that side, right? Like
This is just because like I practice it. So
You-
What, pick and
I
lock?
love
oh,
picking.
okay.
And it's really like the whole point. And I don't want to hijack the thing because we got 3 minutes left. But like you're just trying to get the pins in a very perfect spot when you're unlocking it.
like in Skyrim,
Right, so when
When
you're
you're
locking
locking it,
it,
you're
you
just
just
kind of
mash it up.
not Skyrim. Other ones.
But that's I mean, we're fighting
Oh.
skeletons in a cave, and
No,
that's
it's-
eye gloves.
So I
Yeah, I think as far as
Okay,
like
anyway,
the ability
Dirk, do you
checks go,
pass?
I'm just gonna go with the unlocking rules for the locking rules.
So,
I
Dirk,
kind
you
of
moved
see
to
what
one
you're talking
square
about.
and
for the
performed an action.
particular
Do you have anything
thing.
else?
But he did it with.
I'm going to use the
such
rest of my
expertise, it
movement
just was
to
done on
get
good, so-
behind
Yeah.
Taliesin. Because I don't know what that moonbeam is going to do.
That was me pushing up the
Okay.
imaginary glasses and being, well, actually.
Do you pass?
Mm,
Okay. I
well,
spend 3
rules
squares to go
wiring
make sure there are
says-
no more. There are no skeletons standing up in the other room.
Okay, yes. So after Jerk's turn, it's Godwald's turn. As you turn and go look into the other room, that's Sparkle Gem, where she's just opened the door.
I'm standing in the
see-
doorway. This is
Yeah,
my
you're standing
I
in the doorway.
Over
As he looks
through the
over
door.
your very low shoulder, he's able to see inside there, and he just sees a few skeletons and bodies. Looks like some of the. Oop. Looks like maybe some of the dwarves who were running the counter died fighting some of the orcs who charged in, but not as many bodies in here.
I
It was
like,
a quick battle, but I don't think it's there. You see some corpses on the ground. Or
All right,
skeletons on the ground.
I turn back around, step over the Jerk, and say, "How many?"
All right.
It's like, and then like, and
And
I'll prepare Toll the Dead against a hostile creature I can see.
all right.
There
It
was-
seems like the rest of your team wants to fight all the dead.
I'd prefer not to, but I know I can't run away after I already moved. So baddie number 5 takes the damage.
All right.
Behind the locked door?
The moonbeam stays.
Yeah.
Not my damage. Talison's damage.
Okay.
All right.
Through the moonbeam and takes damage.
Allison.
And we rolled a 13 radiant for baddie number 5.
Yep. Allison, you're able to hear clattering of rusted metal and clanking of bones scratching against each other. on the other side of this
Yeah.
door. What does that spell like? What's the effect of that spell? So you cast Moonbeam. Like, is it a radiant light? Is it a explosion? Like, what happens?
A pillar of light,
It
basically.
says silvery pale beam of pale light shines down, 5-foot radius, 40-foot high. Dim light fills the cylinder. A creature who enters the spell's area for the first time or starts its turn there is engulfed in ghostly flames and that cause searing pain. And it must make a Constitution saving throw.
Which it got a really
takes-
low number.
It takes 2d10 radiant damage on a failed save or half as much on a successful one. And if they're shape changers, then they have disadvantage, but I don't think that they are.
And you rolled me that damage ready, and it was 13.
And that was for that creature. It may be different for each creature.
There's no light inside of the room, so what you would maybe be able to see underneath the door, like the door jamb under there, you do see like a bright light go off, but you're not quite sure what happened on the other side of the closed door.
Now, I have a question. He can move that. Can he move it to the other side of the door without having a direct line of sight?
Does he have to be able to see it? It's going to be in the spell if he does.
Pretty sure that I'd have to be able to see it. You can use the action to move the beam up to 60 feet in any direction. It's a concentration spell, so I don't know if I'm able to just like.
I would
Figure out.
claim that since it doesn't include the phrase "to a place you can see," and because Taliesin has seen in through the door and knows exactly where the other side of the door is, that on his turn he can use that to move it to the other side of the door, to the edge of the door.
It's under spells. Moonbeam.
Yeah, it doesn't
Toss
technically.
spells. 5-foot radius.
it-
100.
Dude,
It
Hammer
doesn't
of
say that
Dawn,
during-
these motherfuckers.
Okay, so actually the light was in the room when you cast the spell. The damage
was-
didn't happen, but you cast it and the pillar of light occurred. So you do see that happen inside as the door closes. Your light is still there. And it does just say you can use an action to move the beam up to 60 feet in any direction. It does
Yes.
not say that you can see. So you
Just
can
gonna-
move it, but you're gonna have to like pick the area and tell me like this is where it is, and then we'll let you know if there are guys there in that area.
So
or
I'm,
not.
I'm literally just playing Battleship.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I say
yes.
we like make a lot of noise on this side of the door and wait for them one by one to walk in front of the door, and then just Hammer of
It
Dawn these
lasts-
bitches.
Well, it lasts 10 rounds, and there are 9 dudes. We don't know if that was enough to even defeat the one dude,
Yeah, I don't know how much it was, but
and any of them that went
Yeah.
through number 5 square might have also taken some damage.
Taliesin, you, in addition to some of the clanking you've heard and the effect of your spell going off, you now hear the sound of things hitting the door. Smash. Once. And now let's see what else. How many left?
I was like, "Hey, Taliesin, you want to use a nature check on the wood of the door?"
I just want to move it to the other side of the door.
So as you hear this first strike slam against the door. The door like rumbles, like shakes on it, but seems to hold it. A second time, you hear another strike hit and start shaking the door over, but you start to see the wood kind of creak and splinter, like split a little, just like taking damage. And then you hear a third time where something else hits the door again, and then it starts to like crack and wane under the weight of things happening on the other side of it, and you can see visible splintering and damage on your side of the door.
All right.
But that would make it Pubert's turn, followed by Sparkle Gem.
I feel like there is a
So he's under the hand there, right?
yeah.
Yeah, he's under
Also,
the
it's
hand.
11:05, so
Yeah, I'd be okay with
Yeah.
stopping now with things about to break down the door.
I didn't even get a chance to get my inspiration. Drat.
I'm going to basically kind of put myself as the front man at the door in case something gets through. But I don't want to interfere with whatever's going on now.
You want to make sure you drop the torch and
Draw my sword.
yeah, draw your sword, and then my next turn I'll do the whole combination of again the torch.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay.
Draw my sword and brace up.
Draws the sword. The mage hand takes the torch. Are you putting it like kind of floating
Well,
above him?
once I get the torch and everything, it's going to stay in this general area, but that's not going to happen
Okay.
until my turn. So
If I make this a drawing, can you still move it?
if you give me control of it, I'm sure.
You should still have control of it. So I guess not.
What, my mage hand?
Yeah.
I still have control over it. I can move it
Alright, sweet.
around.
Put it
And
where it
these-
was. Now it
Yeah.
doesn't have this random stat blocks trying to show up. I appreciate it. And I don't get extra things when I click it either.
Okay, Bear, would you
Oh.
like to take the total defense
Oh,
action?
I like the extra things because that allowed me to keep a note of how many turns it had left.
Now called the dodge action. It does cool stuff.
Total defense.
All right, so Pubert, you move in front of the door.
that was the 4E turn.
You're also seeing this, hearing these slams, cracking of the wood of this door as it is going to, it's being bashed from the other side. You prepare yourself in some side. Is there anything that goes along with that? Actions, or you're just holding an action to attack something if you could see it, or what? What are you doing?
I would. I was like, I gave him the
I'm asking
suggestion.
him. I'm asking him, not you.
Okay.
Thank you.
So wait, I want to check. You were talking to me, right?
Yes.
It's
Okay,
your
no,
turn, and
I'm-
you've moved.
So I moved in front of the door. I'm basically bracing myself. Be ready. Should something
Yes.
comes through.
Ready in terms of an action, particular one, or
I think what I'll do is I'm
to
gonna
blow a
ready-
kiss at it.
I'm gonna ready channel divinity to
Okay.
turn the unholy. Should something break through that door?
All right. With
See,
that being his turn, it'd be Sparkle Gem's turn. Sparkle Gem, you
Do my
no
magic
action is
hand.
happening in the room that you're in, but you definitely, if you turn around and look behind you. Now I'm seeing this card show up. Thanks, whoever is wasting that.
I'm just trying to get
Um,
rid of them. Sorry.
Yeah,
Oh wait,
so-
no. Can we do it? Let's do it. Do you like request it again?
Feel it.
I don't know if it will.
Feel a card.
There you go.
There you go.
So yeah, I'll spend my action and bonus action combo to summon my hand, pick up the torch, and have it float around there.
All right.
And just like for my interaction, just be like, God damn it, jerk. Why this shit again?
it's not my fault. It just happens.
It's always your fault. Always your fault.
All
Um,
right. Jerk is told the business.
and that's about it. Cause yeah, all I have left is movement, and I'm not getting any closer to any of that crap.
All right. Do we want to stop there? And we'll start at the top of the order coming back next week? Or do we want to keep
Sounds-
going?
Sounds good to me. I say
Um,
stop.
I
Yeah.
vote stop.
All right.
I'm fine
That
with
is a cool channel divinity I have not seen before.
We will start next session on Talison's turn. And then it's going to Talison, Jerk, Godwald, Baddies, Pubert, Sima.
I'm gonna test something real quick too to see,
Mhm.
like syntax test.
Huh. And because it's a
Well,
class feature, not a spell, you can you create it for free.
All right, y'all. I need
Well-
my screen back. So say goodnight, internet.
Good night, internet.
Good night.
Good night.
Good luck on raids.
No, 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 no.